Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around. My name is Tyler,
I'm Steve.
and today we are so excited to have Lorenzo. I'm gonna pronounce this terribly here. Gaggiotti. We'll talk to him when he's on to figure out how to pronounce it correctly because that was just butchering on my side. But you may know Lorenzo as the creative mastermind behind Stockholm 17. Lorenzo is an absolutely phenomenal designer. And I would say probably in the collecting community ends up in at least half of the people's top one or two position right there. Absolutely beautiful work. We are so excited talking to him today. And I know, Steve, you're probably pumped too. I mean, we've been waiting for this one for
really excited, dude. You know,
yeah.
House of the Rising Spade is literally in my top 3 decks of all time. You know, since I laid eyes on it.
Yeah, I got a nice little Keymaster Tarot right there. So
I finally got a hold of the Gatekeeper set.
Nice.
Which is what I was looking for a long time.
Dude,
So
yeah.
yeah, finally got that last week and I'm good to go.
Man, yeah, I mean, this has been a long time coming on the show. We're so excited to have Lorenzo on. But guys, before we jump into it, make sure to like the video, share it with anyone you know who might be interested, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
And ring the bell.
And let's take a quick word from our sponsor here.
The year 2020 caused everyone around the world to rearrange their normal. This official, unofficial deck will serve as a reminder that through the highs and lows, we will go on. Pick yours up at marvelousdecks.com.
Like they said, folks, if you haven't picked up your 2020 playing cards from marvelousdecks.com, head over to marvelousdecks.com and check them out. They've been doing some phenomenal stuff. They had the hummingbird.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Tyler, but
no, that's fine, Mark.
Started yet. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. We appreciate it, Mark. We always appreciate you. Yeah, without a doubt, Mark. So, and this is actually a perfect segue here. So we're actually going to be doing some fun giveaways today. Lorenzo was generous enough. And you know what? I don't know why I'm going to tell this while he's not even on the screen. I'm going to bring him on. Yeah, I'm going to bring Lorenzo on right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is Lorenzo. What's up, Lorenzo? How you doing, man?
I'm fine.
So first and foremost question, how do I pronounce your last name?
It's Gaggiotti.
Gaggiotti. Okay, yeah. So I was not close at all. So
no, I was close enough. In USA, they usually Gaggiotti.
Okay.
Usually.
Well, and I knew the second G was more of a hard G than like a softer one. So but yeah, it completely threw me off when I was like, yeah, I don't actually know how to pronounce this correctly. So
Italian is very interesting. You know, like the CH is not the K sound, right?
It's not in Italian. CH is K.
Yeah, CH is K. It's not Ch.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the C is Ch, right?
Exactly.
It's the opposite for Italian. It's weird.
The only thing I can say in Italian is airplane, and that's because that's 5 times trying to learn Italian on Rosetta Stone right there. I can say airplane and not in a way that I'm, encouraging myself to say it on air because it's embarrassing. Right.
So before we jump into obviously this amazing conversation and opportunity that we have here, but let's tell everybody about this whole donation thing and
the giveaway.
How generous Lorenzo has offered to be.
So yeah, we have a really exciting giveaway here today on the show. Thanks to Lorenzo. Lorenzo was kind enough to offer up to 5 potential decks for a giveaway here.
Thank you so much, Stu.
Thank you, Stu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Well, see, this is great. We're already getting into it, and people are they don't even know, and they're donating, and we appreciate that so much. But guys, we have a really exciting thing today. So with this giveaway here, for anyone who donates, you are going to get an entry in this giveaway equal to the dollar amount that you're donating. So if you donate $1, you get 1 entry. If you donate 5, you get 5. If you donate 10, you get 10. For each $25 increment of total donations we hit for the show, we're going to throw another deck into the giveaway mix. And at the end of the show, we're going to put together all of those the giveaway entries, and we're going to do a spin on the wheel, and whoever wins is going home a happy person today. So guys, keep that in mind. Anyone who wants to donate, those donations are going to be entries into this giveaway here.
Right. We have milestones, right?
Yeah, so like I said, every $25 increment is going to add another deck to the pot there. So
cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what we'll do is I don't know if you can see it as we go, but is that something that will keep tally as we go, and when we hit a certain
I'll let you guys know. I can definitely keep it running, a running tally here
Word.
as we go.
Thank you,
So-
Jared. Thank you.
Thank you, Jared. Which
You have to tell what deck.
yeah. So and
Yeah.
here's and so yeah, Steve. Why don't you tell the people what
Why
decks
don't
they
we
could
let-
win?
Thank you very much, Stu.
Thank you, Stu.
Hey, Lorenzo, why don't you show us the decks? How's that? That would
Yeah.
probably be better, huh?
I pick them.
Smash that like button. What up, Bao?
This is one,
Wow.
of course,
House of the Rising Spade Catomancer Edition. Yes.
and I pick the other one. 1 second.
I caught him off guard. I like that little super sticker. Like
The super stickers are always fun.
Yeah.
Oh, those are
nice.
just
Black
such good
17.
looking. Yeah.
Awesome. So these are going to be your options. Whoever ends up winning, you get to choose one or the other, whichever one you want. Pretty dope.
But yeah, that means that if we get up to what's 25 times 5, 125, that means there's 5 potential winners.
Yeah.
So, guys, sounds like an awesome start to this show. And we haven't even gotten in. We haven't even hit the 10-minute mark yet. So we are super excited for this, guys. It's going to be a great one. And let's kick it off. Lorenzo, how you doing, man?
I'm I'm fine.
How has this pandemic and this global kind of deal been going with you? How have you been doing? Just a lot of work, or what's
No,
the
I
deal?
didn't change my life that much in work-wise, because I always work from home, and I mean, even before I work from home.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you. Go ahead.
The thing is probably the anxiety, daily anxiety that you have to go to the supermarket and then you go back home. You have this like feeling of this like okay, I hope that I didn't meet anybody who was sick.
Yeah.
And then from there you count 4 days, because the incubation thing, and then you think that after the 5th day you say, oh, maybe nothing happened. And then every day you go out, is resets.
Yeah.
So it's like always this kind of what do you say, chronic anxiety that
for sure.
like in
Thank
the
you,
air.
Lior.
Thank you. Awesome.
Otherwise, I mean, I worked more because everybody was staying inside. And I took a chance to be a little bit more creative as well, because there was no plan to go out in the evening. So I said, I do something
Everything's
else.
closed down, right?
It was a chance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now you're in Sweden, correct?
Yeah, they didn't really close, but I didn't want to go out in the evening either. So
yeah, I don't
No, that's probably a smart move. I mean, how have things been getting better there, or has it been about the same, really?
no, it's the same. I think it didn't work well, but I think it's the same as before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's still a little bit going down a little bit now because extra restrictions and recommendations. But if you go out, people don't care.
Right.
You see it. I mean, you notice. Depends.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so you said that really hasn't had too much of an impact on you. Have you found that because of, I don't want to say less ability to go out, but less maybe desire to go out, have you been more productive with it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's about the time that you spend inside instead of watching TV or,
Yeah.
you do something else.
Johnny.
Thank you,
And
Johnny.
you make a project, even if you're not a playing card designer. If you're you find something to do, and you invent something, create something, a hobby, whatever it is. There is a lot of people who made, I think, some extra bucks out of this staying inside.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got
They
to
found
one at once, right?
They got creative and they found another way to earn a little extra.
Yeah. Whether it's Patreon or OnlyFans or
I mean, hey, I'm not going to judge anyone on having an OnlyFans page. I think. Thank you.
Not at all. I didn't
Thank
say
you,
there's anything wrong with that.
Lorenzo.
Thank you so much, Lorenzo. We have another Lorenzo here.
Yeah. So, guys, I'll tell you right now already, we're probably approaching the $50 mark already. I have to tally it all up still. I'm still trying to run it all simultaneously here. So don't worry. I haven't missed anything. Assume we're getting close or already surpassed that second milestone there. I'll let you know in a few minutes.
Nice. Thank you very much, everybody.
And so, Lorenzo, let's touch on this real quick for anyone who isn't familiar. And I feel like a lot of people in the chat are probably pumped because they know who you are. But for anyone who may be watching this later or stumbling into this, you are the man behind Stockholm 17. You do the design work, you do the facilitation of the production and everything. But how did you really first get involved in the playing card design kind of industry?
Okay, it's a long story, but
we got time.
We have all night, buddy.
Long story. I'd say that playing cards have been part of my life since I was a kid, because we used to play, those simple games in the summer and under Christmas, like kids games.
Yeah.
And we use in Italy, I mean, my region, we use those.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Ugly deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's very regional though, which I think is cool. Yeah.
I love the European style. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, but then when I was a kid, I was looking at those designs and I said, I have something to say, because why it's like that? I always to argue about consistency.
Yeah.
And now we have, for example, let's pick a standard one. Things that don't make sense, like, and now I'm taking a Tallyho now. Wait a second, it's like one of the queens. There was a Queen of Hearts, possibly. Okay, I don't know. I always find, okay, let's say the Queen of Spades.
Uh-huh.
Okay, look at the hand.
Yeah, it's like random, just
a paw, like a. And then I say, why does it have to be so ugly? I mean, can't you draw a hand? I mean, you don't have to be Leonardo da Vinci, but at least make it something decent.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude, I totally agree.
Or maybe the decoration that doesn't match the suit, like clubs into a jack of diamonds, like on the vest. What does it have? Clubs. It should have diamonds. I mean, this kind of considerations.
Yeah.
And I was like noticing that. This is to say that I was always looking at cards since the beginning. Then we jump like 35 years later, no, like 30 years later. The first, let's say the first deck I designed, actually it is the one today has Heretic. And it had another name at the time. The very first name was The Alchemist.
Nice. By Prado Kahlo.
And it was 2012, I think, because I found out about custom decks. I said, oh, there are custom decks very well designed by Theory 11, for example. Sentinel was my inspiration, because they really had really nice, simple illustrations, but not easy to do. I mean, I always mark a line between simple and easy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a simple design, but it's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Because I have to find a balance. So I have to do my own deck.
Now, before you get into that, which was your favorite Theory 11 deck that you saw? Like
I think Sentinel is the one.
Yep. It is such a cool deck.
It really is. I love those three, like, I guess
The
you could
old
call 'em,
school
like,
ones.
anarchist decks kind of in a way.
Yeah.
You know, the Rebel, the
Yeah.
Propaganda, and the
Yeah.
Sentinel. Like those three are kind of like my
No, there are plenty of. It was 2012. There were already plenty of custom design from Theory 11,
Yeah.
and then there was Illusionist,
hmm
and somebody else was House of Playing Cards
Yep.
was doing something. Somebody else now I don't recall. And then I tried to, as a designer, usually graphic designers, they want to jump on a project, finish it, and possibly sell it, and then start another project.
Right.
Yeah.
So at the beginning in Playing Cards, that deck was supposed to be a project to sell to like a producer,
Right.
and get royalties after 1 year or two. Every year get royalties, and then move on something else, maybe
Right.
not another deck. And I found a interest at Illusionist first. They were interested, but they declined at the end. And then I signed a contract with House of Playing Cards.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And we changed the name from the Alchemist to Oracle. But then at the end they didn't do anything with that, and I took it back. So
Wow, we'll have to have a chat with Alex.
Yeah, well, they're
Thank
lost.
you, C-Dub. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, C-Dub.
Wow, that's crazy. That's good.
We have passed the $75 milestone already, guys.
Right.
By the way, we are now at, I want to say, $77. So keep
David
going.
wants to know how he makes a donation. If you click on the little dollar sign right below the comments, it'll take you into the option there.
There you go. See, and I'm surprised that back to, the House of Playing Cards not actioning the Alchemist, or the Alchemist, which then became the Oracle. It's so shocking to spend
Which
the time.
became the Heretic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's so shocking to spend all that time and effort. And how did that make you feel with them not moving forward? Obviously, you moved forward with it on your own eventually, but like at that time, were you?
Yeah,
like,
I was.
distraught?
I was like, there's a company. They have the timeline, the milestones. I don't know. I was just waiting because the contract was signed, and then it has been cancelled at the end. So okay, no problem. Because while I was waiting for a move, a step forward, I made another one. I made the Requiem.
Okay.
So I think I take the deck. So when I talk, I show them. Okay.
Thank you so much, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
We appreciate it, man.
Absolutely appreciate it. I was just about to update the tally, so
Nice.
We appreciate it, man, so much, honestly.
I think those for now.
Poor Tyler's gonna spend the whole episode putting names in the wheel.
So Heretic is this one.
Yeah, and there was a black version as well, right?
It is this one.
Yeah.
They go together.
And the tuck box of the Heretic was amazing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had.
The brick box, right?
The brick box. Shall I take it?
Howard, thank you so much.
Thank
you, Howard. Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh,
I love that you have all of your stuff, or at least a lot of all of your stuff. Thank you so much, Howard. We really appreciate it, man. Guys, that puts us over the $100 mark already. Yeah. That puts us over the $100 mark, which means we are into 4-deck territory here, guys. We're not even 20 minutes in. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how much you guys are really coming through on this one. This is awesome.
Heck
and the more we donate, the more options we have here. So thank you so much, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah, cool. That is so. And I love that style you do where it has that like cutout to see the decks inside. And that's something that you did similarly with like the parlor as well.
Yes, exactly. It was a good display, good way to display what you have inside.
Yeah.
I did. The thing is, when I work alone, I am free. Like I decide what I want.
Right.
I don't have a boss saying, no, you can't do this. It's too expensive. It doesn't work. The people don't like it. My wife don't like the pink. But, you know, when they start to
Thank
put.
you so much, Michael.
Thank you,
Stu.
Michael.
Keep
Thank you,
Tyler
Michael.
busy.
Thank you, Stu. You guys are definitely keeping me
It's
busy
true.
here, but I appreciate it.
And I like sometimes to bend the rules. You know, a brick is made of 12,
We
and
like that. We like that in you.
I made 11.
Nice.
That's so. I mean, that's fun now.
And the one on the top is not even a deck. It is it's a commemorative.
Oh, cool.
Sorry.
It's so
Nice.
sick.
For the Kickstarter campaign in 2014.
That's so cool.
So this goes on the top here.
I like that, like Tyler said, I like that you have everything that you've made, right?
Yeah, I keep the.
Not everybody does that, and then they're like kicking themselves in the butt for not having everything. That's so cool.
At least one sample, I should keep it.
Yeah.
And then you know, everywhere it's gold foil.
Mm.
And I made Bill from Expert Playing Cards a little crazy because when I create something special, like, you know, this
Thank you,
kind
AJ.
AJ, rocking it. Thank you. There's my
of
head down.
team,
Thank
I
you,
make
Griffin.
mock-ups.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love the opening of that. Thank you, AJ and Griffin. Thank you. Evan said he'll donate if I take my hand down. So I had to take my hand down. It was so nice and tight, though. It looked great. Now, what made you go with that style box? Like, what gave you that idea? Is it just, you know, you were just sick of seeing the normal standard?
I don't know. Just want to do something different and in the limits of production. And I thought, I mean, I did some sketches and I said, let's try this. And the important to me was to show the two groups
right
together. And also you can see the number.
Oh, cool. What numbers are those?
I hope that's like 1 through 6 in there.
I hope it is. We can't see. Oh, 100.
Oh, nice.
No, it's 1,892.
Oh.
And it's like
you didn't even get the best number. You didn't even get number 1 through 6.
Yeah, of course I got those.
He just doesn't pull those out of the safe.
Yeah, exactly. This, on the other.
What up, Jay? Guys, we're up to $133 already. We now have 5 decks on the table.
We have
Thank
5
you
decks
so much
on the table. Let's go. You want to go over the rules one more time? Just so
just for anyone who's coming in late. Basically, we are doing a donation-driven giveaway today. Anyone who donates, for each dollar you donate, that will be 1 entry in the giveaway. We will continue to add decks to the pool, and I was going to say up to 5 decks, which we've already hit. Thank you so much for everyone for the generous, donations already that have hit that point. So we have 5 we have 5 winners in the pool for this. Based on the entries, obviously, the more you donate, the more chances you have to win. So, guys, like I said, I think we are currently up to $133. That means we have 133 entries in the pool for a chance to win 5 decks, or 5 people to win a deck, and you get your choice of either the House of the Rising Spade Cartomancer or the Room 17 Black. So,
Black, don't say Room 17.
I know, I liked it. I liked it.
Black 17, not Room 17.
Black 17. There we go. Black
He's a little
17.
behind the times there, Lorenzo.
Listen, there's numbers in my head, nothing more right now. So,
I mean, a black Room 17 would be kind of dope.
That would be dope. Even though I have to say the original Room 17 with the red was beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
so,
for sure. Anyway.
And we're talking a little bit about the variation of your style and in the way that you went about this first deck you created and wanting to take it to a next level. Is that kind of a lot of the motivation for every deck you do? Are you always looking to push yourself to that next level?
Yeah, there is kind of thing that I try to do because it's important to evolve and try different paths. So every project is different, and even if the style is the same at the end, like you recognize that it's my stuff, basically.
Oh man, and absolutely. I mean, I think anytime I've seen a picture of a deck that you've done, even the stuff you're working on now when you're teasing a lot of like the Odd Fellows and things like that, your style is so beautifully done. And I think if you look at like the House of the Rising Spades versus the Odd Fellows, even on its face, they look like two different decks, but your style really does shine through in such a great way. And with that super prominent style.
Thank you,
Aaron.
Buddy. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Aaron.
I'll take my hair down every single episode if you guys want.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So I guess my question for you is, how do you feel when you see like tattoos getting done of your work? I know recently someone got a tattoo from the what was it, from
Howard,
the king? Yeah.
Howard Fraser.
Yeah, yeah.
Fraser.
So like, how does that, like, is that something you ever expected to see?
No, I know. Sometimes I actually didn't expect to see tattoos on my cards so soon. I know that they work well as tattoos as well, but you know, I was quite impressed by people doing that because it's flattering.
Yeah, yeah.
It's I mean, it stays forever unless it's taken away, but
right. Yeah.
It doesn't disappear after like 2 weeks.
Yeah. You know, my belief, my whole belief is this: while somebody is alive and they can still act stupid, I'm not going to get anything that has to do with them on my body. The minute they're dead and their like whole story is out, then I'll get a tattoo, right? Because what happens? I mean, obviously, I don't think this will happen. But what happens if Lorenzo all of a sudden murders 37 people? Then you have artwork from a murderer on your
at least the 52.
At least yeah. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it right.
Right.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. With that being said, yeah, I think it definitely is huge flattery when somebody puts their artwork on there.
Howard says 3 more kings to go. And like, I mean, I think that's awesome though too. And like you said, you know, your style comes through in such a memorable way. Clearly, people have found it fascinating for tattoos, and I think it fits perfectly with that vibe. I think so. My question is, in the feeling I think a lot of people will get. I get a very fantasy oriented like theme to a lot of your decks, whether it be the style, and I feel like it feels very traditional and maybe not fantasy, but like medieval.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like growing up? Did you have a lot of fascination with that kind of like medieval history?
No, I have to say, my mother, she's a painter.
Okay.
Okay, she, I mean, medieval. Yes, I like the medieval stuff, but not like crazy.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, of course, fascinated by knights, kings, and queens, but not like going crazy for it.
Right.
My mother, she as painter, she's basically the inspiration I took from her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't took the inspiration from her. I mean, I got inspired from her works because I grew up with those.
Okay.
And if you see a painting from her, you recognize the poses. It's a very, I think heretic, you can say. I don't know if it works in English. Like very, a little bit, like a old-fashioned painting. They stay in the pose. Like the finger.
Yeah, very like statuesque. Very, very steady. Yeah,
exactly.
And
that's where I basically absorbed her style.
Okay.
Not, I mean, not that I choose to, because it was some kind of automatic thing to do because it's a heritage. But about medieval things, I like them. Yes. I don't like too much the fantasy because it's always the same.
Right.
Like Lord of the Rings. I mean, the only like special things are the Hobbit, like new things. Otherwise, you have goblins, trolls, dragons, magicians. And it's always the same. It's like you get a new fantasy movie, the same stuff. So I get tired after a while because it doesn't change. It's always like a little bit static. Other than that, about the style, I like a little bit of those mysterious disciplines like alchemy, those things that are not scientifically explained. Maybe there is nothing to explain either, but they make you wonder. You can put in also astrology, numerology. You can put in. You can think of what was it? Those old legends and myths from the past.
Yep.
Those things they trigger fun, your creativity and imagination, and I think they're a good source of inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think story. I mean, obviously, we talk about this all the time. Stories is what connects us to anything, right? But I think those old like myths, whether it's an urban legend or just a beautiful story, it brings back so much, from our childhood, from things we've heard, from other friends or family. It's really cool to see things that we love connected to those stories.
Yeah, there are plenty of like unknown and interesting, fascinating stories that I knew nothing about. It can be an old one, can be also a contemporary one, and you also can put them together and do something. Or sometimes they're also connected. The new one is connected with an old one, and somehow, and until you see them at the theater. Made into movie, and then you find out that it's the oldest legend ever that nobody talked about, and somebody picked it and made it a movie about it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Got a nice mutual friend popped in here. Omar stopped in to say hello.
Matt, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.
Welcome,
thank you, Matt.
Omar. He said he had to come in and support. Thank you very much, buddy.
Hey, Omar.
Now, this is a perfect intersection into how, obviously we had Omar on and we heard the story a little bit, but what kind of sparked the work with Parlor that you did with Omar? That was kind of something that, neither one of you were expecting. It kind of just happened right away, right?
No, I mean, with the cooperation with the Gentleman Wake, it was a little very natural. Because he helped me with a video, and I actually wanted to pay a symbolic amount. He didn't want it. Kind of was very low, but I mean, I didn't want him to work. Let me pay a symbolic amount. So no. And then he asked me if I wanted to cooperate for a deck that represents his brand and the channel.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a fun project. Interesting as well. And I really want his living room. Like,
I know, right? His study is crazy.
That parlor is amazing.
He calls it a study.
No, it's a parlor. It's a parlor.
Yeah, it's a parlor. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, David. Thank you.
David, thank you.
Jackson just pops in. There we go. We missed you, Jackson. What the freak is this mess?
Now this show is complete. We have all of the amazingness in here now.
Yes. We love each and every one of you, and Jackson is the icing on the cake there, the cherry on top of the cake. So thank you so much, guys. But yeah, it's amazing. Well, and so actually the Parlor wasn't your first collaboration though, too. Your really first highly visible one, I guess, was the Ravn decks, correct?
Yeah, or the Caroline.
Yeah.
Caroline.
There you go. There you go. Now I'm questioning too.
I don't know. I think it's Caroline.
Caroline, yeah. Because there's the E in the end. That's the only reason I know. But so
I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
Was that like really your first time, obviously outside of the House of the Rising Spade, or not the House of the Rising Spade, geez, the House of Playing Card original collaboration, or I guess that was really a contract. But how did you feel about the idea of collaborating at first? Was that something you were originally open to, or were you leery of associating your brand potentially with another brand, or not meeting expectations or anything like that?
No, I didn't meet any expectation because it was a moment that, I mean, the thing that she also lives in Stockholm, it makes the thing easier to talk, meet, and, you know.
Yeah.
And I was interested to do a deck for magicians, because the custom decks, they don't really work for performances, magic trick, you know, because they are too custom and people they get suspicious. So
Jay, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jay.
So I thought, oh, well, why not? Let's do a semi-custom deck where we keep the faces basically standard with some tweak, and then we do the rest. I mean, why not? It was a good time, a good moment, and we kept it going every year or two. We do a new version, and it's a fun project, because I told her, Caroline, in Swedish, Caroline, it's not Caroline. Caroline, I decide everything, okay? I show you, you tell me, you give me feedback, but I decide.
Oh, thank you, Mark. Thank you so much, buddy. That's funny. That's the best way, right? That's the best way to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, that was the condition to work with me, because I don't want people to tell me how to change something unless they have really good feedback and argumentations. Like, this one to me doesn't work because, you know, this is the reason.
Right.
But
Omar said that wasn't the case with me. He was annoyed.
No, but I mean, no problem. It was really easy to work with him as well. I mean, we were on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Now, what's your favorite version of the Ravn decks?
I think I can't say. I think probably the best color, the color I like the most, is the petrol green from the first series, because it's very, very bright, very
such a good color.
The tack box, I think I probably like the Ravn X, the last one.
Nice.
The one in black and red.
The new one, right? The most recent one. Yeah.
I should find it somewhere.
Find the number one. Where's the number one?
Wait, I think it.
I feel like they're all secretly hidden in a vault somewhere, just in case.
Yeah.
It's like the seed vault.
The thing is that the problem is I have 25 square meters and everything is collapsed into like one place.
Nice.
And it's like buried from. It's somewhere, but I don't know where now. But I have to search.
Jackson, why you gonna be so mean, dude?
What is it? He got the 5,000 square meters.
Thank you, Jackson.
Why you gotta be so mean, Jackson? Thank you, Jackson.
It was at this moment Jackson knew. He fucked up.
Oh my God, Steve.
Jackson, thank you, buddy. We love you. I like how he just like throws that out there. Man, tough love.
I just like that he's still mad. But so, well, and it's interesting though too, you know, like we said earlier, I think it's amazing that you really hold on to everything you create. Do you have this like idea that eventually you'd want to have it like somewhere, everything all on display for people to come see? Like,
Spencer, thank you so
whether
much.
it's like a mini museum.
Very much.
Thank you, Spencer. Holy shit.
That, man.
What the fuck? Spencer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, he hasn't blown my mind there. You guys are just
Matteo,
honestly so
Thank you,
amazing.
Matteo. Thank you,
Love you
Matteo.
guys so much.
All right. Where were we?
Well, now I'm sitting here being like, all right,
Thank you,
now I
AJ.
got to go write Spencer's name 100 times.
What's the fat?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, AJ.
Look at Jackson Rowe.
Thank you, Jackson.
What's
Oh my God. We'll have to use those secret stickers for
what does it mean, fatness?
great, like great or cool, epic,
yes.
like fat. Well,
Of the
fat,
what
it
the
should be with a
coolest part
PH,
of
I
the
think.
new
Like
deck?
what's the coolest part? What's up, Brad?
I have like a revelation for the new project, which is the coolest part of the project.
Are you allowed to show us on the show?
Yeah, why not? I can show you like mock-up.
Yeah.
I think you saw something, but not
Yeah,
the
but
other.
I forgot what it looks like. So let's see it.
Okay. The fattest thing of the next project, The Eye of the Ocean, is a book, which is a novel.
Tyler actually didn't get to see this.
I didn't get to see this. This is okay, and I'll preface this.
Before you show it, hold on. Before you show it, Lorenzo.
So I saw that. I've seen this in posts. I haven't seen it in person.
Right.
This is the first time I ever couldn't make it to a pre-show. And I'm going to tell you, I had like so much FOMO because I knew that awesome things were happening. I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm missing out on 100% one of the best pre-shows we could have had. But my power went out for literally all of like 3 hours. It came on 45 minutes after the call. And I'm going to tell you, before I did anything else, I ran upstairs, I turned on the computer and I logged into StreamYard. No one was here. And I messaged Steve and I go, you guys are done already? He's like, yep. I'm like, damn.
So good.
Oh my God. It was, it was something.
All
but
right,
yeah, so let's check this out. I'm excited to see it.
Okay.
This is
for the
next
next
level.
project, it's called The Eye of the Ocean. It's a deck, of course. And wait, I have some mock-up here.
Chris Haji, what's up, buddy? You want to give the rundown while he's grabbing that?
So those are the mock-ups.
Oh,
nice.
I love those. They look so good.
Yeah, they do.
They have a special opening.
I love that die cut.
This is homemade, printed with the inkjet. It's nothing. They're different also on the backside.
Nice.
No, I'm using a.
Everybody's backside is different, Lorenzo.
Oh my God, that is a very true statement.
And then there is a novel, and there will be a book with a leather cover.
Shut up and take my money!
Yeah, that's basically it. I love it. That's that thing is just amazing.
Yeah.
And the book now inside is just a placeholder, but it is like a metal medallion that will be used as decoration and something else. Now this one is a regular book, okay, nothing special.
Right.
But I'm writing. I'm not writing myself. I wrote the synopsis of a novel that a couple of British writers are implementing. Like they're writing the narrative, the dramatization, and everything. So that's why it's taking ages to be ready, because it's a mid-sized novel and it takes time to be written.
Yeah,
that's
so cool.
So there will be a reward that includes basically the book, which is also half of it is half a novel, art book, and I tried. I don't know if it's possible. I'm waiting for a prototype. Half of it will be hollow,
nice.
so you can put the
like
deck.
That's so cool. That was the first thing I was thinking too. I was like, it would be so cool if it was like a little like stash box for the deck also. But that's phenomenal. That's gonna go quick too.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that'll be a limited run.
No, hopefully not.
Okay. So as many as you can. Yeah.
On Kickstarter, it will be limited to Kickstarter.
Okay, yeah. So, but as many as you can get on Kickstarter, you'll make.
Yeah, I can't limit those. Otherwise, I need the minimum production order as always.
Yeah.
I can't say I produce 20 because otherwise it cost me
ridiculous.
$2,000 each.
We're
people will pay that, buddy.
Yeah, we're definitely realizing how much minimum order quantities can impact decisions when it comes to a Kickstarter.
Sure.
Yeah, when you're like, oh man, I have a great idea, minimum order quantity 1,000. You're like, I'm just kidding.
It's not such a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
looks like we're gonna be stuck with 896 of these things.
At home.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
That's so funny.
And so, one of the things that actually really stands out to me too, and you mentioned this earlier about the Ravn decks, is you wanted something for magicians because most of your collectors decks really aren't made for use for magicians, or in general, really, we'll say, because they are collector's pieces. You mentioned that originally a lot of your motivation was the fact that you wanted a better looking deck of cards because the cards you play with as a kid were just ugly. Do you play with your own cards?
Yes, of course. I mean, if I have friends and they are not used to custom decks, I don't take Heretic because they get a little bit confused. I take Parlour or Ravn because they're easy to read. That's the point of a deck for magicians, because normal people, they get, I don't know, a Requiem deck, which is
Thank you, Howard.
Howard. Thank you,
Howard.
Howard is
Howard,
one of your biggest fans.
Howard, save the money for the tattoo. And so people get a little bit confused with the custom decks, even if the illustrations are quite clear, but they're used to play and use the regular ones.
Right.
So if I play card games, I use Parlour or Ravn, depends what I have otherwise, and then I show also the rest.
Nice.
That's kind of like everybody, though. Nobody wants to take out their House of the Rising Spade to play with anyway. They're all...
No, actually, it depends, because people use House of the Rising Spade for divination.
Yeah.
Because there it has this tarot feeling that was also intentional. So they can use the cards for divination. I don't know what divination means, but I think they read the cards in a way that tells something different from a tarot reading.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, I guess we can kind of give it a sneak peek, but we actually talked to someone who is in the Cod community that is not your typical Cod collector. She actually is a divination practitioner, I guess you can say, and she uses a lot of decks for for a reading, which is, I never knew before we talked to her. So it's kind of cool that obviously the Cartomancer can be used for that.
Yeah.
It depends by your taste. I mean, if she likes this kind of illustrations, then she will use it. If she's into something else, she will find another deck. It's very subjective. I mean, the style.
Here you go. Matt Romeril says, where did it just go? I use House of the Rising Spade to play Go Fish with my kids. And I love that, because Matt is a true, owns a deck of cards because he appreciates and loves the art, but knows it's still a deck of cards. And to me, that hits the mark for sure.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure.
Howard, I'll get this up on screen again for you real quick again, too. Here's some more love from the greatest artist in the game, RLLE in the house. And I have to say, Howard definitely is a super fan. I think it's a great thing, because that's got to be encouraging, even now with the following and the success that you've had building your decks. Do you still get nervous when you're creating these decks about, are people going to like it? How is it going to do?
I found a simple formula. As far as I like it, everybody likes it.
I mean, hey, if that works, I love it.
Somehow, I mean, I found this somehow after also many years of practicing. It's not just I'm out of school and I do something, everybody likes it. I've been through a lot of failures in life, and this time finally I found a niche community that for some reason like what I do. So
of course, yeah. Now,
I don't know. I mean,
do you have one deck that you've done that you're kind of, you look at it and you're like, ugh, wow,
No, I don't think so, because yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm not happy with the index design of this one. This is a
Oh, is that the Netar? What is it? The Netat?
netent.
Netent.
Yeah, it was cooperation in a company I used to work for.
Yeah, and actually, Howard just actually tracked one down last week.
Yeah, Howard is crazy. He's like
he is crazy, but we love him.
Yeah, he's also very engaged with the community on Facebook.
Absolutely. Howard drives a great
active
community. Yeah, Howard drives a great community there, and really brings a lot of great people who love cards together. And we are always super appreciative of what Howard does for the community.
For sure. So yeah, so let's hear it.
No, the only thing I don't like, I mean, on paper it was interesting, but the index of those are hard to read.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, yeah, and actually they look really cool, but I can see that they are hard to read. Like they're very artistic and very almost like typographical. I like it.
Yeah, it's more like an exercise than other, and it loses the functionality.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's like, okay, nice deck, but it stays in the drawer.
But I mean, it's always a learning experience, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. It was made in 2012, and I did a few cards, and I did some art direction.
Yeah.
So meaning that I had to manage, like, I had to lead the artist of that company and ask them to make a card as they wish, and just respect the layout.
Oh wow.
So I think that layout didn't work.
Yeah.
So fine, nice, but it's nice as an exercise. But
it's interesting. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess any creative person, a designer, a photographer, an artist, when you go back and you look at your first works, there's always something that you're kind of.
No, there is something that you notice after.
Yeah.
So now everything is packed, delivered, sold. Then you take it back after 1 year or two and say, "Oh shit, what is that?"
It's so true. It's funny because like when I first started shooting, I it's kind of when selective coloring was kind of in the the big craze, So I kind of used to do all my images in selective coloring, and I look back now and I just cringe.
That makes me so happy to hear.
Evolution.
Yeah,
it's like a filter on Instagram. Like the first pictures on Instagram, filters on filters. Like, what is that? Then it's like, okay.
Yeah, well, people think the more you doctor it up, the better it looks, but that's not the case.
Yeah, sometimes the more natural the shot is, the better. But so, and I guess having built out this, well, actually, one of the questions that actually came in earlier, but this is a question I have as well. We talked a little bit about the inspiration you gained from the work your mother had done and that medieval style and everything. Was that like, what was the actual moment or motivation? Like what really gave you that inspiration for House of the Rising Spades? Like, was that something you kind of always knew you wanted to build towards, or were you sitting there one day eating lunch and it hit you?
No, okay. The House of the Rising Spade. Of course, the title. It's like the song. Okay, it was a beautiful. I mean, the song. How can I explain it? Let me think. It's almost 1 a.m. here, so.
We appreciate you being on this late as well.
So, I had this. I listened to the song. The song was nice, fine. No, I didn't even care about the words of the song. I liked the fact that the title itself it tells something that makes me wonder. Okay, so this House of the Rising can be sun, spade, cloud.
Thank you so much,
whatever.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
So it is, the house is an archetype,
right?
Home. So you can when I ask you how Oh, what? Now I'm getting when I
That's
wait a
okay.
second. When I ask you, picture this house of the Rising Spade in your head. Okay, how does it look in your head? Because the point of this project, it was not showing the house how it looks, the building.
Okay.
I show the court cards. They live there, and then you have to imagine how it looks with your fantasy.
Right.
I don't give you. I mean, I made the gatekeeper. I made the keymaster. It's a little bit gothic, but that's my interpretation. And then you can configure your house in the way you want, and that was the concept of the project. It's like using an archetype to make you wonder.
Right.
It's a very strong archetype, the house.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think, you know, with the images that you portrayed on the court cards, it definitely paints a picture of the time period. And to me, what that house would look like, whether it's a castle or whatever, obviously it might be different for everybody.
Yeah, I give a hint, of course. I didn't say. I mean, if you picture like a sci-fi house, it's up to you. For me, it's okay. But of course, I give hints because the theme is a little bit medieval in a parallel universe with some little references from also. It was I think Game of Thrones. Yeah, it was a wolf. It was the Jack of Diamonds is communicating with the wolf, like it's like pointing like the head like this, hands like this, and then there is a line that goes to the wolf next to him.
Right.
And I should have it anyway. Let's take it.
Gotta be somewhere.
It's here, yeah.
You want to go give oh yeah, so cool,
so great.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit medieval in that way, but the main part is like you have to build up. I mean, you have to imagine your house as you wish, as you want. So that was the main concept of the project.
That's a very cool story. And I mean, it kind of, puts visions in your head. If you see like the gatekeeper, you see kind of the door or the entrance, or, it kind of gives you.
Yeah, but also if you have this archetype in like as the at the center of the project, you have this house, how big, how old, whatever, you can build your own story in the house. So there is a story, of course, in your head, and then they say, okay, what happens in room 17? I don't know. I mean, I have my own story. I know how it looks in my head, but in your head, who lives there? Who lives in that room? And I made a little story with the puzzle, and the solution of that puzzle was that the Queen of Diamonds had an affair with the King of Spades. So it was, and that was my little story about that deck. But you can imagine what you want. I mean, if you want the Jack of Diamonds fighting to death with the Jack of Clubs, and for what reason, you made it up. No problem, make it up.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's super cool. Now, excuse me. Now, did you, a lot of people obviously stick with a certain style, and we can tell, whose styles are what for the most part, what kind of made you go with Oddfellows? It's Oddfellows, right?
Yeah, Oddfellows, the new one.
Because it's so different than all your.
Yeah, because stuff, if you look at the forum, is a bunch of crazy people yelling to each other. So why not?
Well, I mean, it could be the same story. Kind of the people that from the House of the Rising Spade. They're the people that were locked up in these dungeons.
No, but
and they became crazy.
The United, no, United. That's the annual deck for United Cardists. Okay.
Nice.
There are a bunch of crazy people on there, that's for sure.
No, sorry, crazy in a cool way that everybody's his own
Brad,
personality.
thank you.
Thank you,
so much,
Brad.
Brad. You guys are amazing. Like,
Yeah, no
we
joke, guys.
appreciate it so much.
You're killing it here. We're honestly overwhelmed with your generosity, guys. We love you so much.
We're up to 374, huh? That's great.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, you want my job, Steve?
No, I just looked. I just looked.
I'm just messing with you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Oddfellows. So United Cardists.
Yeah, I mean, I don't write too much in the forum because it's 290s. I can't manage.
I feel you, man. I'm the same.
I can't. I mean, I can't follow all the threads and the answer of the answer of the answer. It goes like this, and like I can't follow. I mean, I can't, unfortunately, any longer. But I've been there. I mean, everybody's different, and they interact in a different way. And then sometimes it looks like a house of like a sanitarium, like a bunch of crazy people yelling to each other.
The asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? They're odd and they're fellows, so why not?
I think it's great. I mean, it's super fun. Obviously, thank you so much, Craig.
Thank you, Craig.
RLLE in the house.
Also, guys, don't mind the delay. Don't mind the delay before these pop up on the screen, guys. Sometimes it takes a minute before it shows up in the chat where I can actually click it. So I apologize for the delay, but don't you worry. We're actually working on something in the future that'll automate this, which will make it so much easier, and it's going to be such a fun look for the channel. So and so with the Oddfellow deck, have you found that? Actually, we talked a little bit earlier about you always trying to push your boundaries. In what way have you found this release kind of making you push on areas where you maybe aren't as strong, or you're something new you want to try with it?
With Oddfellows?
Yeah.
You mean design-wise?
Yeah, design-wise, or design or style or functionality or anything like that. As much as you can obviously, share. If you're gonna have some crazy tuck design on it that you can't share, we're not gonna make you.
No, I didn't start on that yet. Not even the back design.
All right.
The main focus was to make it like a funny deck, but to make people laugh a little bit, because they are odd, those characters, and they do odd things.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
We have to give him the lowdown after, because he doesn't even know what he's donating to.
Right after this story, right after we talk about the Oddfellows, we'll definitely give everyone kind of the rundown of it. The funny thing is, every time I go to
thank you so much, Giorgio.
Thank you, Giorgio.
Oh, hello. The same.
It's my father, Choppa.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you for the donation, and thank you for raising this amazing guy here who honestly is just a staple in the playing card community. I hope you know how much we all love your son. So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope he has some of your decks, but if he wins this, I hope you send him another one.
He got all of them. He got
That's awesome.
package, and he backs the project as well. So
that's awesome. That's so good. Now,
all right, so let's hear the story.
With Oddfellows, no, just that has to be funny. In the beginning, and as the illustration, I thought of those classic caricatures where they have big heads and small hands.
Yeah,
nice.
That makes the things even little stranger, like weirder. Also, they have long noses. It's like caricatural style, not too much, because I'm not good with portraits, but at the same time, they do odd things, like a queen with a carton and the crown, wanting the glass of wine, and fantasy, creativity. I'll see the box, or it will be, I don't know yet. Has to be odd.
Yeah, maybe it could be. I don't know. I was gonna try to think of something clever, but it's not there. It's not there.
And it's fun. It's funny, you know, to think about the GCS, Steve. I think you just caused me to like lose it too. But it's interesting to see the idea that like you just want the deck to be funny, and like knowing that, like, did you just kind of run into it being like, I know what I'm going to do, or has it been something where like as you're going through it, sometimes you even surprise yourself with an idea?
Inspiration comes like out of the blue to me. I can sit like 2 weeks sketching and not being happy. Then I scrap all the things I do because it was just boring, repetitive stuff. And then I don't know. I go. I don't know. I take a break. I go. I don't know, on vacation, 5 days, and I have inspiration. Or it can be also under the shower.
You imagining weird-looking people in the shower?
No, well, it's like you think of something, what if, and then it's like a meditative state.
Right.
Then you are with yourself, you think of things, and then it comes. Sometimes it might take weeks before something happens, and then boom. That is like the connection, like two inspiration sparks.
Yeah. Now, do you find yourself working on obviously, but multiple projects at the same time?
Yeah.
That's something that we've talked to several people. I know Jackson does it. Other designers, they have different projects going on at the same time that will kind of break them up, and you might.
Yeah, I have to differentiate a little bit. Otherwise, for two reasons. One is I get tired if it's too much of the same all at once, and then the other reason is that a design has to rest. Okay, it's like pizza, pizza dog.
Good analogy.
Pizza dog. The more it rests, the dog, the better it will taste later, because it has to, levitate naturally. Yeah. If you make pizza now, dog now, and then you eat it in 2 hours, no good. Okay. Pizza analogy is important.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Without
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. And this is going on screen, but also I hope your wife doesn't see it also, Craig, for your sake. Thank you. I love it. I love it.
That's great.
And so real quick too, we'll kind of give a quick rundown for anyone who's new to the chat. Basically, guys, we're doing a giveaway today. For every $1 you donate to the show, you get 1 entry in this giveaway, which we will pick 5 winners at the end of the show. We had something earlier where we were going to do anywhere from 1 to 5 decks. We blew that out of the water because you guys are absolutely amazing and just have completely blown our minds here. So at the end of the show, 5 winners will be picked to choose which of 2 decks you would like. You can either choose the Black 17 or the House of the Rising Spade Cartomancer edition. So, guys, for every $1 you donate, that gets you 1 entry in. Currently, we are up now, I think, to $453. I'm absolutely astounded by you guys. You guys are phenomenal.
So amazing. Now,
go ahead, Steve.
I just want to do this before we forget, because I have a feeling that we could easily forget this during this episode.
Yes.
But, every time we have a guest on, we like to do our weekly sniff for stew. And what that is we have one of our buddies that frequents the chat, and he is known for sniffing and eating cards. Now, you don't have to eat a card, obviously, if you don't want to, but
unless you want to
have you open up a nice deck of cards, could be any one, and then just kind of giving the smelling / tasting notes and what you think.
Yeah. I pick one on my deck.
Yeah.
Whichever deck you'd like. It could be, your deck.
It could be
Jackson's deck.
There you go.
Yeah, it could be a Jackson deck.
I'm sure Jackson would like that.
Yeah.
I have to go to
you have to go to the vault.
No, yeah.
All Jackson's decks are in the vault. That's for damn
Wait a second.
Okay.
I feel like he's gonna open like number 1 of something rare.
That's funny. We appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, Stu.
Thank you so much, Stu.
So much.
Guys, we honestly, we cannot say enough how much we appreciate you guys. We love you so much. Jackson's decks smell like pure sweetness. That's one way.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is.
Shall I open this one?
Let's do it.
It's not number one. It's 1949.
No, that's a good number.
Okay, I should open and sniff this one. So it also aged a little bit because it's from 2014. It should be like wine, 7 years.
It's definitely aged well.
It's like a sacrilege to open this, but I will give this away as
Right
sixth deck open and sniffed and signed. Okay.
All
I
right.
can give this away.
Wow, you guys,
That's awesome. Yeah.
We
like a big prize.
We have to hit. Let's hit. We hit 500. How's that?
Yeah, if we hit 500, we'll definitely throw it in the pot. I think that's a phenomenal one. And then first person who wins obviously gets their choice between the two or this, like one of those two or the signed deck. So I love the theatrics of it though too. It's so like
I have to break the seal.
I love the black on black. So
it is such a gorgeous deck.
I have to break the seal.
So and that's a
cut it. Do you just cut it?
Yeah. How do you break it usually?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
Shall I break it or?
You can do it however you like, but how do you usually use a cutter?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like that's a polarizing issue in the community. Like, do you use a card? Do you use your thumb? Do you use a razor? Like, all right, there you go.
Surgical operation.
Oh, and you actually like take it off fully. You don't even like. Okay.
Nice.
We'll see though. 7 years, that adhesive might be pretty right on there.
Right,
yeah.
right. Thank you so much, Johnny. We appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Johnny. You are amazing, man. Thank you.
Ooh, nice. Didn't even ruin the box.
Yeah, a little bit. It took a little bit of foil.
That's okay. Nice. You can cover that up, just sticking it back on. Yeah, he's taking it out and smelling it. That's brave.
Yeah, of course.
You got to get that full aroma, that full bouquet.
Chris, thank you so much. $10 for your dad. Nice.
Thank you, Chris.
How's it smell?
Okay. It has something, but I can't put a finger on that.
Where was that printed? EPCC?
Yeah, expert playing card.
Nice. I think their new stuff smells like kind of like vanilla.
I can't even imagine what a 7-year-old one smells like, though.
Yeah.
Smells like COVID.
It has something, but I can't put a finger on that. It smells expert.
Nice. Yeah, their new stuff smells like. C-Dub says it smells like COVID. No, it's way before COVID, man.
Oh, yeah. No worries.
Way before
okay,
COVID.
so this one, I don't know, it smells. It has a little bit something I can't point. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I put it back. I sign it and then I send it to the winner number 6.
Awesome.
All right, winner number 6.
Sweet. If we hit 500, we got to hit 500, right?
Yeah, we're $23 away currently. Dang. Guys, you're crushing it.
$bucks away.
Absolutely crushing it.
Crazy. Thank you. Now, do you sign the tuck or will you sign a card or because it's black?
Whatever. I can sign both.
All right. Whoever wins wants you to sign every card. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. You'd see those on eBay real quick.
Right? Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. Then I see that on eBay for $500.
52.
One of a kind signed Ace of Hearts.
Yeah, right. You know the best way to like eliminate that is just sign it to the person.
Yeah. I was joking around with Steve the other day. It's like, you get something signed and your goal's to sell it, and instead they put like, to Joe, much love. And you're like, oh man.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you so much, Matt. Man, you guys are just blowing my mind today. I hope you know, and we try and tell you as much as we can. We love you guys so much, but we just appreciate your support so much.
Nice.
Look at that.
Gold.
That's a gorgeous signature though, too. I'm not gonna lie.
That is.
Thanks. I try training since I was 5.
Nice. Now, do you have a cello machine?
No.
No. All right. Well,
No.
All right. If,
So I
if
have to
whoever
just
wins
have-
it, if you want, I will
the-
solo it for you. If you want it soloed.
I can maybe Karat case is best. I put it back in the cellophane.
You can just, you can put saran wrap around it and say it's soloed.
Good. Now it's back. Some tape.
Jackson, like, dear Lord, of these jokers.
Send it to. Good.
Jackson, we love you for coming back.
Now it's back.
Look at that.
Oh,
Nicely
perfect.
done. It honestly, it looks like it's never been opened. So, and so it was actually interesting because I remember early on in COVID, you had been posting some updates.
Thank you, Leor.
Thank you, Leor. You had actually been posting some updates on your Patreon and on Instagram, I believe. And one of the things that you would end up doing is kind of like a, I guess maybe a distraction for yourself, as you were painting a piece of like ceramic or pottery or something, like I feel like it was a white like dish of some sort. Yeah, maybe it might have been a box. Yeah,
the tray.
Yeah, the tray. There you go. It was like very like blue paints, right?
Yeah.
Was that now? Do you kind of obviously like you create cards that's very artistic? Are there other kind of outlets you use to get out that creativity sometimes?
I mean, it was summer. When you sit outside and with beer, and then you do something while you talk. And I always draw something, so I said, why not? Let's draw houses on this tray.
Nice.
Thank
you so much, Spencer.
Thank you, Spencer.
We hit it.
Man.
We hit it.
We love you, Spencer. Thank you so much, man. We did hit it, guys. Winner number 6 is going to get that signed deck. So
or whoever.
Yeah, or whoever
chooses that deck, right?
Yeah. So that is the 6th option in there, or the third option in there.
Unless we want to do as the 6th person gets that deck. I guess we can have them choose. How's that?
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
I mean, chances are we know which one they're going to choose. Brad,
thank you so much, Brad. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. You guys are giving Tyler a lot of work to do.
I literally have like the funny thing is I'm going old school with this. I literally have a list.
Jackson, I
notepad.
Still love you, man. You're not gonna make me hate you, dude.
Very hard to make Steve hate.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's a couple people that have crossed that line, but you got to be a real jack off to do that.
Thank you, Jackson, so much, man. Guys, you guys are blowing my mind here. But
Jackson is one of our biggest supporters, like out of the whole entire community. So we appreciate you, Jackson. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Guys, we're getting more super stickers than chat in here, and I'm not gonna say stop, but I'm gonna say like we really do appreciate you guys so much. This is absolutely mind blowing. I did not expect this kind of result when we had this idea originally. So thank you so much, guys. I gotta say, so we were talking a little bit about the creative outlets from art and everything. Have you ever considered maybe branching out for doing a Kickstarter for something otherwise, and not so much maybe an add-on, but like, or even an art book, but something like, I wouldn't want to say pottery. I don't know how well pottery would do on Kickstarter, but some other sort of like non-card related artwork.
Yeah, I thought of that. I have to tell you the story behind first, because about my education, it's a little bit diagonal.
Okay.
In a way that I did School of Art.
Mm-hmm.
And then the university after the School of Art, college. We say university.
Yeah.
Like School of Art from 14 to 19.
Okay.
And then or 18, depends how many times you have to repeat. And then there is university from 19 or 18 to 25, 24, 25. It depends also there. So the university course was product design.
I feel like is this your cousin here, Gio?
Joe M. That's Joe. Giovanni. Maybe Giovanni Meroni.
Yeah. I love that. Oh, that Gio. Jeez. I'm sitting here. I'm like, geez, first off, the M period threw me. What's up, Gio? How you doing? For anyone who's as confused as I am right now, that is the wonderful designer behind Third Way Industries there, and I love that.
Maybe, I don't know. Joe,
Well,
I think.
gee,
I mean,
like,
all
hopefully
Italians
it
are
is.
related. Come on.
has to be.
But ultimately too, and I just want to, as a quick side note here, I love that, you know, the big designers in the community, you, Gio, Lautrec, Jackson, you all know each other and you've interacted with each other and you're familiar with each other's work. I love that aspect of this community, is that, you know, it's not just all of us showing off our collections, but it's you guys really following each other as well and trying to outdo each other and having such a great, you know, drive with this art.
No. So I was distracted. I was reading. I was thinking.
Yeah, that's why you can't
I was
read all the
so
comments.
proud of my cousin. Do I have a cousin that Joe? No, I mean Joe. I don't have a cousin Joe, so I think it has to be Giovanni Meroni.
Yeah, that's who it is.
I can ask him on message.
Steve sucks. Come on, Jackson.
Oh
Jackson,
my God.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Jackson.
Jackson can do this all day. That's the funny thing.
I love that Jackson.
Oh, thanks, Odessa. Thank you. I think that means I suck twice.
Thank you, Odessa. Oh my God, I love you guys so much.
Killing me.
But so sorry, back to it. So you were saying you had gone to university. I also have to say I love when people say university instead of college. I think it sounds so much more like educated and elegant. Yeah, like distinguished. Great word for it.
I don't know. It's called university. I don't know why you say college. It
I don't know where college came.
College.
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounds so like uninspiring. I don't know where it came from, but I hate it.
Thank you, RLLR. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, RLLR.
Open, smelled, and signed. Nice.
Nice. Thank you.
So the first year was product design, meaning that we learned to design a product. It can be anything that you see around you. It can be also a computer. It can be any device that you see. It can be a piece of furniture, whatever. Year number 2 was like almost the same. I don't describe all the details. Year number 3 was card design.
Oh, like literally card design?
Yeah, card design, because we could pick directions. You know, after the 2 years of product design, it gets specialized in something else. Like card design is a course.
Oh wow!
Then I did product design in Belgium 1 year. Then when I came back, I did yacht design.
You did what design? What was that?
Boat design, yeah, yacht.
Oh,
yachts.
Oh, yachts.
So are we talking like architectural design of yachts, or like interior design, or like?
It's now we learned how to build. I mean, how it's made.
Okay, so like blueprinting it out and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then also the interior. But before that is like more like think of a concept and learn what is that, what is this, what is that, why is that. I mean, it's a formation. They teach you the basics.
Wow, that's cool.
And then they give you an assignment. You have to design your own sailing boat and do some physics that I could not because I'm a suck.
He's like, can I just design a card, please?
Like, yeah, you know, this can master those sections and the things that are really complicated.
We got a little bit of a connection issue there. For a second, I thought it was on my end, but
no, that's not on your end.
We'll pull Lorenzo back in.
I will say shimmer for you as many times as you want, buddy. We'll wait.
There you go. There we go. Up, Lorenzo's back. There we go. So we had a little bit of a cutout there.
Where were you?
You were on your yacht, so you had to design a sailboat.
Oh no, the physics part. You were saying that you did. Yeah, you did. Thank you, Craig. Thank you.
You know
what I want. I love it, Craig.
And yeah, the physics. You know, hydrodynamics. You know, the math, because the hull has to be designed in a specific way, and not for me. Anyway, and the last year was graphic design. Under those years of formation, actually education, I was always drawing myself. I mean, drawing for passion.
Yeah.
So illustrating and drawing was a thing that I started since I was 4 or 5. Those things along the way are part of the education that helps a lot into those things helps in designing playing cards as well.
Right.
Because I know how it works when I have to design an object that is not a deck of cards. So because I had this education.
Right.
So I don't remember the first question, but what was it about? If I on Kickstarter, if I wanted to launch something else.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought of that, but product design, it was something about product design, but it's a hassle. Product design itself, it's too many issues, too many details. I didn't want to risk.
Yeah.
Without having like structure or like a company that is specialized in product design, because there are so many things that go wrong every time, even in playing cards.
Right.
You think, yeah, I'm gonna print a deck, and then you say, no, this foil doesn't work. Why not? Because the white foil doesn't work with this paper.
Okay.
For example, for a reason. This paper is like that, and it works only with this one. Specifications that makes things complicated.
Yeah, and there's just so much involved. Like, obviously, we all think we know what's involved, right? Until we get involved in doing our own deck and just realize all the things that can go wrong, you know, from the cut boxes to the shipping to, you know, anything, packaging, because, you know, you obviously have to prepare packaging, whether it's
the more it's the complexity is the issue here, because as far as you design and print a deck and you order everything at, for example, USPCC, okay, you deliver the files and they do the job and they deliver the decks. But if I have a card guard, mini deck, card stand, another version of the deck printed, the tack box is made by Lautrec, for example. And then the tack boxes have to travel to the company that, let's say USPCC, even if they don't do that, and they have to be assembled.
Right.
So they have to be shipped flat. They have to be shipped flat, but with one side glued.
Yeah.
And then all those things, small things that you can't miss, otherwise you waste money. You have to reprint.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that all goes into the cost too, you know, if it's like,
of course.
Like gilding, for instance. Yeah, gilding may cost, you know, $6 to $8, depending on how much you get, $5 to $8, whatever. But you have to ship all the decks. If you lose any, you have to include that in your cost. But then they have to ship it all back, and then you have to get it packaged again because you had to unpackage it to get it gilded. So
yeah, exactly. And then
consideration.
You have to ship more decks than those that you want to make, because like 5% goes wrong for some reason, and it always happens that a small percentage is trashed.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jackson just wrote $3,000 a month just shipping gilded decks.
Yeah,
so that has to be covered somewhere. You know, it's going to be covered in the price of the gilded decks. You know, that's why. You know, that's why gilded decks are more expensive. It's not just for the gilding; it's for the actual
everything around it. Yeah,
it's everything. Yeah, also the production of the gilding is a manual thing.
Yeah,
manually into a machine, 1, 2, 3, and 4 sides. It's not like push the button and it goes automatically.
Right.
Yeah,
and they have to sand the edges as well.
Yeah,
because the varnish creates problem with the foil application. So they have to sand a little bit.
Right. And there's not very many companies that do it well, the way it needs to be done for CODs.
No,
right?
there are no, indeed. You have to find the right one.
Right.
So then you see the difference between the company that makes a gilding that is like, wow, reflective, uniform, deep, and then you see another one that it was like a machine made quick and dirty. It's like
And it
what's
comes
that,
off
like,
on your hands when you're playing with the cards.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And so, and I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people also don't consider with it too. And this is something that Steve and I have discussed with a lot of designers and a lot of guests. And just, you know, even when we look at Kickstarter, is people see these big numbers, not realizing that like those small costs add up significantly. The larger that number gets, the more decks you're printing, the more everything, it ends up just cutting into what people consider this large number you get on Kickstarter. That number, it's a very, like, I don't want to say a small profit margin, but it's a lot less than people think.
It's less because you have to consider, first of all, around 1% don't pay at the end of the story. So let's say you raise $100,000. Let's say just already say goodbye to $1,000 because there is a small percentage that they don't honor the pledge. For some reason, they not blaming anybody, but those are money not counted at the end. Then fat like 9% disappears in fees. Kickstarter, credit card, and
backer kit.
Backer kit, and then it goes up to 12%. Even if backer kit saves your life, because for management is necessary. So 12%, you're already down 13,000.
Yeah.
Which is like, and yeah, and that's not even printing the decks.
And you didn't even start producing.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think how quickly that $100,000, again, just using that as the example we had used, goes fast.
Yeah, and then Jackson's like 40% for taxes. Nobody like considers taxes.
Yeah. No, me neither.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess one of the it's crazy to see, and it's funny too because, you know, on the taxes aspect too, one of the things that I had read a while ago, and this wasn't related. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you,
man.
But yeah, so this wasn't related necessarily to playing cards, just Kickstarter in general. Is a lot of people who fund towards the end of the year aren't sitting there thinking about, okay, most of your tax write-off is going to be, hey, I have $100,000, 70, 60, whatever percent of it goes to expenses. So really your profit that you're getting taxed on is a lot less. But if you get that $100,000 on December 31st and don't start production until January 1st, you're paying taxes on $100,000. Like, and honestly, like, that's an idea that, like, if you don't play your cards right with your campaign timing, you could end up paying a ton in taxes. And then you're not going to get that back until potentially a refund the following year, which means that that extra $20,000 potentially or more could be sitting out of your bank that entire time. And that could make or break a campaign.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know. There's things that at the end, Kickstarter, it's for small projects with a few backers, it's manageable for private people. But then when you reach a number like 1,000 people or 1,000 backers, and I don't know, a lot of money, say $100,000.
Yeah.
Then you need your own company. Limited in the US, we use a different formula in Sweden, and then you can also deduct the cost and pay less taxes.
Right.
Because you have structured as a company. And then another thing that you have to learn, it's not that I open a company tomorrow and I know everything.
Right.
That's also more job with accounting and understand how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much involved when people see, oh my God, they raised $100,000 for just a deck of cards, where they don't understand the price of how much that one deck of cards cost, you know, and
especially another thing is like tackling shipping issues.
Yeah.
You usually
lose money on shipping, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I lost a UPS with 5 gatekeepers.
Oh, God. That is
and
brutal.
then UPS doesn't give a fuck because we know about this like this.
Yeah.
They always deny everything. Any responsibility is the client.
Yeah. And they take as money from you as possible.
Yeah.
So the 5 gatekeepers, they're gone in one shot.
Yeah.
I mean, today, I don't know the value of those, but
Well,
I mean,
Howard is having a heart attack.
$400 for the set.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how much I just paid. So $400 for the 5 decks, for two of each, Pharaoh and Catamanta, and then for the gatekeeper set in the carrot case.
Thank you so much, Anthony.
Anthony, thank you,
guys.
Yeah, so that's
you guys are coming out hard. We appreciate it.
You guys are representing, man. Thank you. I mean, yeah, and then you have to pay for the decks, and whatever that costs. It's just it all adds up really quickly.
Yeah, the responsibility ends when you see, when possible, the tracking number marked as delivered.
Yeah.
Okay. So before that message is on you.
Yeah.
Because of course I put myself in the client's or backer shoes, and when I buy on the internet, if a package is lost, I call them, say, hey, the package didn't arrive, so they have to send me something else.
Right.
And it's the same with the campaign. I mean, fortunately, tracking numbers, they work almost every time, but sometimes happens that packages get lost.
Yeah, I mean, especially nowadays. I've had several customers that purchased something from my store. One of them lives in Colorado, and the package ended up in Puerto Rico. I had a package that was going to Canada. It ended up in Australia. It took 2 months to get back to Canada.
That's crazy.
I sent one to Lebanon, Tennessee.
Yeah.
It went to Lebanon for real.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
No, I went to the US and then to the Tennessee office, and then they shipped it to Lebanon, the country. And then from Lebanon, the country, back to Lebanon, Tennessee.
I mean, and
it took 2 months.
The funny thing about that too, and honestly, we're sitting here talking about how much money, a campaign can lose because of shipping. It's not like it's free for them either. The amount of gas it probably cost on that, $5-6 package, they probably lost that 5-fold because they messed up. You'd think it would be in their best interest to, and not even saying losing packages, because they write that off. That's not really a big loss for them necessarily, but incorrectly routing.
They pay it back.
Yeah, but incorrectly routing a package, this is why so much shipping costs so much money, because they're trying to factor in all the times that they ship it to the wrong place and have to ship it back from a foreign country. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like another thing about included in the job is customer service.
Yeah.
Explaining, even if I write very clear updates on Kickstarter, I found a formula that is very short text.
Yeah.
Two bullet points.
Yep.
Big picture like this. Arrow. Push here, and that's all.
Yeah.
But even with this formula, I get questions, and then you have to answer. So if you have a pool of 1,000 people, if 1% start to ask, it's already 10 emails.
Yeah.
That you have to follow up.
Yeah, if not, people stop backing out, and they see that right now with the Origins campaign, an amazing campaign, but they're just not being very communicative, so people are dropping out.
That's a part of the job, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's interesting because when we look at Kickstarter all the time, that's actually something that we don't almost touch on that often, is the during. We can talk about layout all day long. We can talk about having pictures and laying things out correctly and putting the right information there and making sure you're telling people everything they need to know about the deck. But that activity is crucial. And especially in a time when people get nervous when they're not getting their questions answered, it's super important. I mean, and you do all that yourself too.
Yeah, I put myself into backer shoes, also as a customer, because when I inquire to a company, when I buy something, I hate waiting. Okay. When I get the automated message back, say, hey, it will take up to 5 days to reply to this email. 5 days. It's like, do you take horses to communicate? I don't know, something. It's just, and instead, I mean, when I get an email, as soon as I see it, unless I'm sleeping, I try to reply as soon as possible, because I know that nobody likes to wait.
Yeah.
And so I try to catch up with everybody.
Yeah.
As far as I can. Sometimes it happened that I missed a couple of emails and I had an angry response, but
dude, we've had a couple angry responses and it wasn't even our fault.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing,
I
yeah.
know.
It's tough, yeah.
It's something that you just you're gonna deal with, and the best possible outcome is to be communicative rather than ignoring the person, right?
Yeah, you try to explain the problem with the customs, for example.
Yeah.
A guy was super angry and wanted the money back for the customs in the UK because he paid like five pounds extra, which was like basically nothing. Like
right.
And on a package that was worth like $200, right? And basically he went under anyway. And I said, I'm not responsible for the customs. I mean, I can't control them. And it happens. That's the rule of your country. I can't refund the unless it was written wrong on the label.
Yeah,
that was my problem.
Right.
But I mean, it's not. I can't control them. It's not my responsibility. Customs are the law of the country. So
and it's constantly changing.
Yeah, all the time it's changing, and that's the thing too. Like, I've seen it actually recently in a couple campaigns where they put in the text, the campaign is not responsible for customs fees that may be incurred importing these decks. And a lot of times, though, the problem you get there is people may not read it, or people may overlook it, or people may forget. And it's like, you have to do your best, though. That's all you can do. And sometimes, even people are not always going to be thrilled. It's a shame.
Yeah, no, but nobody reads.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's, that's something that Steve and I have said a lot. It's great that it's funny because we see this shift now towards people building campaigns to be more mobile friendly. And it's great. I think, probably 50-60% of Kickstarter happens on mobile because they do so many push notifications. But at the same time, we're starting to see people too only have pictures. And it's like, all right, well, a lot of people may not be reading. You also still want to have some text there, not only to let people know, but to cover yourself. So
like a very short text. It's key and clear.
Yeah.
Not bullet points and the picture. That's how I do it. Because who writes too much? Unfortunately, people get lost in the text and say, okay, scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scroll. Picture. Okay, nice. Pledge. Okay, here.
There you go. And that's the way to do it. Yeah. I mean, we've seen, and we've seen some campaigns that are obviously maybe like 4 lines and 5 pictures, and that's the end of it. And obviously that's a little too short, but we've seen some that are novels also that are probably taking 5 minutes to scroll from the top to the bottom.
And that's painful. Like that's honestly painful to go through.
Well, and I think it also goes to the point that, like you said, there's all these hidden costs in a campaign. One of the hidden costs that I think a lot of people don't realize is your time. And the more you put into a campaign that people aren't going to read, the more time you're spending on it, that has an inherent cost. We all have a cost of what our time is worth. And so if people aren't going to read it, it's not necessarily worth putting in there. It's something people need to consider. Like you said, short, but informative, make it succinct. It's important there. So
now Omar, for example, he had to work on the campaign because for Parlour, I was basically in charge of everything, the management. And he was doing the promotion side, but now with the Tempest, he found out the mess I had to go through. So
now he has a different outlook. You know, he
like, what the fuck?
He can understand more, right?
Yeah, I think
you know, it's
so.
like Tyler and I go through Kickstarter campaigns every week. You know, and you know, I'd like to think we're pretty like well versed in the Kickstarter world, but I'm learning so much that is very helpful to what we thought we knew, you know, by doing my own Kickstarter campaign. So it's, and I haven't even like dived into the actual campaign yet, but just the setup of the campaign is so different is a learning experience. You know, it's literally an experience from, you know, from the beginning to the end. And, you know, a lot of people, including myself, you know, thought certain things before I got involved in it.
Yeah, no, it's like a microcosmos. I mean, it's like a world of itself.
Yeah,
it's an environment that is on itself.
Yeah,
I think.
Talking some of the I don't want to say headaches, but talking some of the harder parts of a campaign and all that. What's one of the like either most frustrating or worst experiences you've had in your career designing decks? Whether it be
working with that guy from the Paula.
Yeah.
In my I met a few trolls. People that I mean, they don't listen. I mean, they get angry and they start to troll.
We know a couple of those.
Yeah.
But they're very little. I mean, not so many, fortunately.
Right.
Otherwise, I can say that sometimes the anxiety of, you know, you want something ready,
yeah,
and then you have a delay, and then, you know, with Keymaster was supposed to be ready at probably the end of July.
Yeah.
And I delivered last week the final batch.
I know. I think because my last name's Rosenfield, I probably got the last one out of everybody.
I mean, you want to deliver, and then there's a delay, and the delay delays everything. So you're stuck waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to close the project and move on, but you still have this thing pending.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating.
Yeah, because you can't even move on with your next project, right, until your first one.
No, exactly. You don't know if it goes well, because then until the end, you're still like pending at this, waiting.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did I answer?
We can't hear you, bro.
Sorry, I muted myself real quick. Yeah. So no, I 100% answered my question. And honestly, I was curious to see if it would be something, you know, production related or people related. And I think people related is always a reasonable one that people just forget about, because that's always the tougher part, especially with such a online based experience. There's always going to be miscommunication no matter how hard you tried. There's always going to be people who are trying to instigate trouble, because that's just kind of how it goes. But looking back, when you first got into this, did you ever think that this would turn into what it's actually become? Like, was your goal to make this a sustainable career, or was it something that you just kind of dove into for fun?
No, I dove it for fun. No, I said it was a project that I wanted to sell, the Heretic, the Oracle thing. And then, I had a job, everything was okay. But then I found out that there is a community through the United Card List. At the time, it was pretty hidden, because Facebook was starting to expand, at least in Europe. It was 2012. I mean, it wasn't as big as now, and connected or interconnected with Instagram, you know, on those platforms. At the time, 2010, 11, 12, it was Facebook. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, there was something, MySpace.
MySpace, yeah, but no one was using people were getting off on MySpace then, yeah.
Was already dead, but I mean, there was Facebook and probably a couple of small platform that they're not connected to each other. Was that Twitter? But anyway, I found a community based on United Cardists, but I didn't expect that. So, and it was quite active and quite kind as well, and connected to each other. All the members, they also meet at the 52 plus Joker convention. Of course, who can go? And then it started to. It was like a ramification of this world through the social media platforms,
right?
That made the thing even more. It made it a little explosion, because new people jumping in, and then there are those three worlds of playing cards, like collectors, magicians, and cardistry. Those three main groups,
Yeah,
styles of cards as well, because this cardistry thing is totally another concept. So at that time, cardistry, I think 2012, it wasn't out already. I mean, a couple of kids were doing cardistry, but it wasn't as big as it is now.
DeVoe.
I guess. Was it? I mean, 2012. I
think
remember?
DeVoe was one of the OG guys.
Yeah, he was when it was still like the XCM stuff.
Yeah, XCM.
The first one, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I found, a lot of support via Kickstarter as well. I started to get to know people through Kickstarter. I remember names that I find in the actual campaigns, and they are backers from day one. A few of them left, and there are new names joining. But I decided to continue because every project is different,
right?
And I'm free to do what I want, which is the best part.
Right.
It's also very creative. I don't have limitations. I don't have a boss on top saying, no, I don't like the blue. The blue is not trendy enough. The girls don't like the blue. It's kind of. I had one like this. It's like, no, this style is not okay because girls don't like it. Like, what? Not for decks of cards was another thing. But
thank you so much, Chris.
Oh, how come I didn't?
Hi, Chris.
Oh, maybe it came up.
Old. That was a long time ago.
Oh, it literally just came up on my side.
Weird? It just popped up top.
All right, like I said, guys, sometimes it just takes a while. So
thank you anyway. Yeah, no, for sure.
So the freedom gives me a lot of space for creativity.
Yeah.
And another factor, I guess, it is Sweden, and basically how it works the system here. It's a very relaxing way of life, let's say. And it's less complicated than Italy, because Italy is a bureaucratic mess.
Yeah.
If Giovanni is awake, he knows what I'm talking about, because I had a company in Italy and it's only paying, and never get something back.
Thank you so much, Spencer.
Thank you, Spencer.
We appreciate it, man.
And so also the fact that Sweden is quite relaxed as country in the bureaucratic environment.
Yeah.
And everything is connected and fast. Also, it makes the job easier.
Now, what brought you to Sweden? Was it because of those issues, or?
Yeah, mostly because I just wanted a job.
Yeah.
I just wanted to work, okay? And Italy is a mess. It's good for vacation, but but if you start a company in Italy, unless, I mean, in majority of the cases, you don't succeed because you need funds, you need a lot of money. Otherwise, you can't start from scratch unless the idea works in a way, in a context, and it's very difficult.
Right.
And the government has taxes on everything, even if you want to, as more or less like a USA. I mean, you pay everything.
That's
You pay everything. It's like you want to talk to someone, you have to pay.
Yeah, we paid twice for everything.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember. No, in Sweden, it's more like it's simple. Even if the language is a bit difficult in the beginning, but once you are integrated, you find an easy way to solve a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a paradise here, of course, but for a few aspects in the work environment, it's faster and cheaper.
I mean, obviously you like it enough too that you've stayed for a while now. So
yeah, it's been 11 years.
Yeah.
And now, do you make it back to visit family in Italy every once in a while? I mean, obviously with the pandemic, that's probably been tough.
Yeah,
but...
I used to go usually under Christmas and in the summer.
Okay, nice. Very nice. And do they have any of your family followed you to Sweden?
They went to visit, not to. They didn't move here.
All right. No, and I think it's good that you go back though too, because obviously your roots are there, and obviously that's a lot of what got you to where you are now. So with all that in mind too, and all we've kind of talked about with your journey to journey in playing cards, we'll say, and your journey in art, which I think is fascinating, along with the fact that you do more than just the playing cards. What is really one of those, I don't know, what's a big goal that you still have in the playing card or outside of the playing card kind of industry?
A goal? I don't know now.
I mean, is there like a, well, actually, let me narrow it down a little bit. Is there another collaboration that you really have in mind that you'd love to do, or anything along those lines?
I always love to know who people want to collaborate with.
Yeah.
I have to think about that, because collaboration sometimes are a little bit a hassle.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing, one of my goals was to make the tarot deck as I wanted, and I finally delivered it. Now the next one, I don't have a big goal for now. I mean, set in stone. I see how it goes every year.
Yeah.
I would like, I don't know, to be honest. I didn't think of it, like, because I build it, I make it, every project I make it, I work on that one and focus on one thing.
Yeah.
And so when I focus on, for example, the Eye of the Ocean, it started without the novel. And I had this novel, I mean, drafted, like a few words, concept on a notebook. And it worked very well for the project as well. So I decided, okay, let's do a novel this time, connected to the deck of cards. And then from there, I started to design and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's not just a novel; it's also a puzzle, a riddle.
Right.
You will, when at the end, when I deliver everything, the person will have to solve, if they want to. They have to solve a puzzle with the objects they have in their hands.
Right.
So I can't answer to your question. Actually, I don't know. I don't have a big goal.
And that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Actually, a big goal. I would like to be like Jackson.
Good luck with
in
that.
a way, like that he has a huge place where he can do everything. He can do the cello wrapping. I work in 25 square meters. And
Yep,
I
that's a
can
little
show
difficult.
you. I can show you the.
Yeah, give us a tour.
Let's get a
Ah,
little tour
right.
here.
Give us a tour.
Bear with us, guys, while we get the mobile camera, aka the iPad, hooked up here, so we can pull it up on screen. I'm gonna drop the background. Oh, wrong one. Drop the background off real quick, and we'll pull this in a second.
Thank you so much, everybody, for making our day, our evening. You guys have been great.
Yeah.
I just
diving into this giveaway. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, no expectation that things would go the way they did with this giveaway. And we're so thankful for all of you, just supporting the show always and coming out and getting to know the people behind a lot of the great stuff that happens in this community. And, that's one of our favorite parts about this show is sitting here with all you, talking to awesome people like Lorenzo, learning more about them and getting to really have a fun conversation.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you, Matt, for the thumbs up. Thank you, everybody, liking the video. We actually have more likes than people watching. That's great.
Let's all right, where are we at here? This one. Oh, that's not what I want to do. That one. That one.
Let's see.
Why is this not working the way I want it to?
Uh-oh.
Oh well, whatever, that's fine.
I was having some trouble. There we go.
I saw my cam.
Oh, here we go. There we go. I
mute?
muted it. I got you. No worries. Oh, but now we can't hear him at all. There you go. There you go.
Do you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
You have to empty your trash barrel, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's small.
You know what, though? You have a whiteboard, so I know you're organized, so I appreciate that.
So let's see if it goes well.
I also
This
like
is
because
the desk.
I feel like there's been a lot of pictures on that grid mat, so it's nice to see it lives on this like awesome weathered wood desk.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
The Ravn X.
a little winkly. Like this. So here I have prototypes.
Nice.
I make those here simple as it is.
Nice.
I print them, I cut, I glue. And,
That's awesome.
Simple as that. Some material from the Eye of the Ocean. Notes. Wait, I turn on the light.
There's a razor.
Look at that. The lighting just changed like dramatically.
I love that table.
So notes.
Oh, I like the little book. Nice sketchbook.
That's
the Ravn.
That's all for the Ravn?
The first part, yes.
Wow.
This is so dope.
Seeing those sketches are dope.
Talk about a behind the scenes here. This is amazing.
That's so cool.
Some sketches like that.
Dude, there's nothing more. I just love looking at like old sketchbooks or doodle books that people do. Obviously I don't do that stuff. I'm not good at it or anything, but I just love seeing it.
I mean, I can doodle, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I mean, I can doodle too, but like I said.
That's
oh, hell no.
Steve is, I was going to say, why is he not blinking? Are we looking, like, is he alive?
I didn't think he was alive at first.
I love how he's just hanging out though. What's his name?
Doesn't really have a name. It's like Little Nose.
His name's Meow
okay.
Meow.
Little Nose. That is too funny.
Nozelo.
He looks like he's living his best life there.
No.
No, huh? Oh, that's miserable.
That's the studio.
Nice.
Oh, like the uncut sheet right there.
Yeah.
Uncut sheets, nice. Oh, what do we have here? I really like that display.
That is really nice.
Wooden, yeah.
That's super cool.
Another PC. That's the secret planning for the Eye of the Ocean.
Nice.
I like how he put secret over the front, over the top.
He knew, just in case. I love how everything in this room has character, though. Like, it's not just the sketchbooks and your work. The furniture itself, the carpet, everything has such great character to it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool.
And then here I have the collection.
Nice.
Now, what decks? I mean, you have a
Some
wide variety
verts in there, yeah.
Vert.
Yeah, I mean,
you have some KWP in there.
That's so cool.
you got a wide variety, which is really cool. Even the triangle decks.
Look at the Arthurian there.
You got some Usi in there. Vanda. Yeah, good luck with them.
I did some collection, but then I had to stop because you see it's full.
Dude, you had to stop just like everybody else has to stop.
No, but
because they get too many decks.
The beginning was like I buy everything I see.
Yeah.
And then I had to pick cherry pick.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it, though. I think over time you develop your taste and what you enjoy and what you really appreciate. That's one of the hardest parts about collecting is being willing to say, okay, I'm not going to get everything.
Right. Yeah.
I closed the connection here.
All right, we'll switch it back, and that's just me. Not what we want. There we go.
Did he close the right one?
Yeah, he closed the right one. He'll pull his camera. There we go. And you just got to unmute. You just got to, yep. Yeah. There we go. Welcome back. No, that was amazing. So Stu actually had a really good question about that sketchbook. He wanted to know if that would ever become a future published book that would be available, whether it be in a campaign or in general.
No, I put those sketches in the art book for sure.
Okay.
Because that sketchbook is a mess. It's like there's everything in there, like parts of Ravn, parts of Black 17, parts,
That's the cool thing, though. That's what makes it so cool.
Yeah, but I prefer to...
as long as it doesn't like swear at your trolls or anything like that. As long as it doesn't say anything bad about anybody, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's one of the things that we see more and more in the collectors community is people love that behind the scenes look, seeing how you got there, because it all ties into the story. But I also have to say, I think you do a phenomenal job with the storytelling you do with your decks as they are. You know, the final product tells an amazing story. Right. You build an amazing story behind it, but you also do bring that that behind the scenes look. For anyone actually who isn't part of Lorenzo's Patreon, I cannot highly recommend it enough when the opportunity to get back in arises, because the stuff that he shows there and the behind the scenes aspect of it is really just awesome. I usually wake up at least 4 or 5 days a week to an update, like first thing in the morning, and it's literally the first thing I look at. I'm like, ooh, what did Lorenzo post today on Patreon? Let's check it out.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the day with some beautiful art. Yeah, Howard even says here his Patreon is on another level. 100% agree. It's one of the best Patreons I've seen within the community, and there really are some great ones out there. But the amount of content you put out really just goes to show how much you realize. Yeah, I mean, how much you love the community, and I think it's awesome. No, you're good, man. I like cats, so Steve's the only one with the problem here. Oh man.
Boring.
Now I love how he has a very serious face as well. You both look very serious together. So we actually did have a good amount of questions that came in from the community. I'm gonna pull some of those up here on my phone and we can kind of run through a little. But while we're at it, does anyone in the chat have any?
There, actually. By Shuggy.
Oh, right there. So you showed one earlier to the net end.
Yeah, the net end.
Yeah. Is
there any other ones?
If you had any luck getting your hands on it. So you had one earlier that you showed. But so you had an issue trying to get that yourself though originally.
No, the thing is that the company, when they produced the 1,000 decks, they sent almost all of them to Malta, to their representative, the office for the public relations. They were supposed to go to clients.
Okay.
And I don't know, they might be still in Malta, but I don't have contact with them because it's been 10 years almost.
Wow. So that could be there could be a hidden horde of Lorenzo decks out there.
Yeah. The thing is, if someone has time and starts to dig on LinkedIn, people working at NetEnt Malta office and inquire, maybe they can find a stash of 500 decks.
There you go.
So for anyone, for any serious treasure hunters out there. start utilizing LinkedIn.
That's,
So-
I think, the only way to call the Malta office and ask about that.
Yeah.
It's a phone call away. I think they can answer. Why not?
So David has an interesting question here too, which I think is a good behind the scene aspects. David wants to know, how many hours a week do you think you put into running all aspects of your company?
Well, I tell you, 24 times 7.
There you go. And I think that's a great thing that people sometimes don't realize. When you do work for yourself, you're always working. Even if you're not physically head down drawing, you're always having ideas and working towards relationships. It's an ongoing thing for sure.
Wait a second, I have two.
Yep. Can you not hear?
I think one of the
The boss died. Hear me well?
it's a little bit low.
Wait a second.
No, nothing yet. Nothing now.
Sounds like a robot now.
This is, you know, it's real bad now.
Thank you, Laura. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I muted you real quick, so when you come back, unmute yourself. But that was, yep, thank you.
Thank you so much, Laura. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Laura. We absolutely love the support. Thank you so much. And for anyone who wasn't expecting to get a sci-fi robot show, there you go. You never know what you're going to get on Deckin Around.
The unexpected always happens.
Guys, definitely drop any questions you have in the chat. I do have some questions that people submitted on Instagram ahead of time, but make sure to get them up there. We will ask some last minute questions, and make sure to stick around too, because we're still trying out this new idea here with the guest thing. So we're going to have another little Deckin Around giveaway for anyone who's able to guess our next guest when we put up that that picture, and we'll give a little bit of a intro, I guess. Yeah, I guess I will give a hint this time. Yeah, because I realize as I'm making these silhouettes, I'm like, no one's going to figure out who this is. I don't even know who it is. So we'll add a little bit of like context around the beginning, and then you'll have 30 seconds once the image shows up to guess who the guest is. And if someone gets it correct, you will win a mystery deck from Steve and myself. Yeah, I saw the cat pop up for a second too.
I know, right?
I know Steve's loving that right there. But
everybody
guys,
but me.
and before the show ends up, guys, obviously we have a little bit of time left on the giveaway. So for anyone who wants to get some extra entries in, now is your chance. We're honestly absolutely blown away though by the support you guys have shown. And I feel like I keep saying like how amazing and like awesome you are, and I want to say more, but like I'm at a loss for words, which Steve will tell you is a rare thing to happen. So I'm genuinely humbled, everyone. You know, you guys are amazing. We appreciate and love you guys so much, and love being a part of this community. So thank you.
Sure. And we thank you so much, Scott. We appreciate it.
Jared, thank you so much, Scott. Thank you.
Lorenzo singing Daft Punk gets some love.
Oh my God, that would be that. All right.
Yes, let's see.
Let's hope. We can always hope.
Now, are we going to do the wheel while we're live on this show?
Yes, we are going to do the wheel while we are live on the show. I feel like there's a lot of people who have stuck it out this whole time, and I don't want people going to bed tonight with, hopes, anxiety over whether or not they won. Yeah, so we will definitely.
What's up, Mom? Janice is in the house.
Oh yes,
my mom's in the house. Everybody,
is this the first time your mom's made it other than the 24-hour?
I think. Well, it's the first time she's like written in the chat,
right.
Other than the 24-hour. Yeah,
yeah, because I remember you had to help her log in on the 24-hour. Janice, how you doing tonight? We hope you're doing well. Brad, I absolutely agree. The giveaway escalated very quickly, and honestly, we appreciate it so much. So she says now, we know you're always here, but I meant it more like in the chat. Yeah. Guys,
just wounded corner. That's great.
And I'm gonna update the current total right now, guys.
Let's do it.
Let's see, we are at.
I'm just still blown away by all the support. We really appreciate it. It looks so weird seeing Miss Litwack. That is her name.
That is her name.
but it just looks weird.
All right. So Lorenzo's getting creative here. So what we're going to do is, there we go.
All right.
Well, howdy.
How it goes?
Sounds much better.
Yeah.
Okay, the earplugs died.
That's okay. We can hear you good now.
You know, it sounds really good. So
Okay. So I open. Do some move. I have to open the window because it's minus 10 degrees. But I need some.
jeez.
that sounds terrible. So one of the questions we actually had come in, and I thought this was a really interesting one because I know a lot of your decks are very ornate and very artistic, but one of the questions someone had was, would you consider doing a deck with just line work, just black ink or pencil, no color?
No.
No?
No, because I did one for the card launcher edition. It was colorless, basically. It was line art.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little bit empty, like incomplete.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So I decided to
Like the style, but yeah, that the color adds so much depth.
Yeah, it definitely does. But I mean, even that doesn't look bad.
I mean, that's
Like,
that's still gorgeous. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Steve and I designed a deck between the two of us and only black and white, it wouldn't look anywhere near that good.
I mean,
but
first of all,
it's
we wouldn't design the deck. So.
it's hard.
Yeah.
So it looks incomplete.
Yeah.
Cards are always so colorful that if you see a black and white deck, it gets a little bit like, you understand what you mean? That it's not complete. The feeling that you get.
Absolutely. No, and that makes sense.
I mean, we see so many decks that come across Kickstarter or, you know, get released that are just undone. You know, they're not there yet, you know, and it's kind of interesting because we see a lot of monochromatic decks, you know, even on the courts, on the backs, there's no color whatsoever in them, you know, and
I prefer to put colors because they make the difference.
yeah.
No, absolutely
Those
agree.
minimalistic decks, they are one category, and they have their own style. So you like it or not, depends. It's a matter of tastes.
Nice.
Right. Now, what's your favorite deck other than your own? Like, if you had to bring 3 decks other than your own on an island with you, what 3 would you bring?
One is this one. It is not even pocket size.
Highland Fauna.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's a Polish pair, I think 2 designers.
Okay. Yeah, Tomsky and Polanski.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
nice.
actually a really dope looking deck.
Interesting. Those pips look familiar.
Cod card.
Oh, cool.
That's really fun. That almost kind of reminds me of like the Jägermeister label to some extent, like yeah, with the circle and the stag head.
And then there are plenty of decks I like, but I mean, I can't pick so 2 or 3. I mean, I think one, I like the tuck box more than the cards. Then there is another one has the better court cards and ugly tuck. It can be a mix of everything.
Right.
This one, for example, unfortunately, the paper is terrible.
Yeah.
It is like cheapest paper ever.
That is a shame.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like cheapest paper also for the box.
Yeah.
And there is no line and finish, no varnish. It's just,
Printed paper there, yeah.
regular. You see the cut
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
in reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
terrible.
That's pretty
No
bad.
good.
My mom said, yeah.
Anyway, I have plenty here.
Yeah, clearly.
I love that. I love that you're also a collector. You're not just a designer. Like I find that a lot of designers collect very niche decks or only have some of their own decks. I think it's awesome that you also collect and appreciate all the other decks that are out there.
Yeah, I bought a lot. And I said, now I have to buy less because you saw the place, it's full of decks.
Yeah.
And really can't. I don't have. I mean, if I open a drawer, there is a deck inside.
Yeah, that's
if
funny.
I go to the kitchen, there is a deck on the table. Like,
yeah, it's funny because what I do is I have the same issue, right? I mean, you have more decks than I do, but when I get a couple decks, I tend to get rid of a couple decks depending on you know, if I don't have room for it or something like that. But I always try to slim down my collection, you know. Pretty soon I'm going to be at the space where it's like I can't get rid of any, you know.
That's a tough decision to make.
The problem is shipping.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things we are blessed to have in the US is relatively low shipping across most campaigns.
Yeah.
So
yes, I know.
So one of the questions that kind of just came to mind too, and you know, there was someone who asked earlier a little bit about the inspiration for the Keymaster for doing a tarot deck, and I think, you know, obviously you did the Cartomancer before that, and obviously you have an enjoyment or an understanding of the other uses of traditional cards. Was the experience of doing a tarot deck that much different for you than designing a normal deck?
Yes, because those 22 major arcana are filled with symbolism.
Yeah.
And I had to study a couple of books to understand the cards.
Right.
What each card has a bunch of symbols and say iconography that has to be respected to keep. I mean, in this project, I decided to respect the symbolism because they have a meaning apparently.
Right.
And there are plenty of things I didn't notice by looking at the card. Let's take a random. Just as an example, take a card here. Now that's 22 major arcana. Let's take the Emperor, this one.
Nice.
Cool.
So it is, when you read the explanation of the card, it's like the Emperor is a little bit, I don't want to say sad, but like low, sitting in a way that is relaxed. Stability is the key word of this card. In fact, the square, it's a symbol of stability, like boom.
Right.
Okay. Then there are a lot of, there is the eagle is in the original French deck as well. And then there is a couple of, let me check what I did here. This, how do you call it?
Orbs? Or
I like the staff. Yeah. Or the globe. Is it like
that one? I think it was a little bit made up, that thing. Because I added some of my personal
touches.
Oh,
was that Laura? Laura S.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Laura.
Laura is actually the one we were talking about earlier who is into divination.
Yeah, and gave us kind of a interesting insight into using everyday playing cards for tarot reading. Yeah. Cartomancer, yeah.
Okay.
So if we have any questions about tarot, she's the one to ask, that's for sure.
I take another card because the Emperor, I can find it. Let's take the Magician. That makes sense.
Magicians.
Yeah. So, traditional magician.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Keymaster
cool.
magician. Okay.
Yeah.
So you see those symbols here are the four.
Yeah.
And then I also have designed my own 4, symbolically speaking, the 4 suits.
Right.
Then you see that it has something in the hand.
Yeah.
This one too. A little wand.
The wand.
Nice.
The hat here is supposed to symbolize the infinite symbol.
Oh yeah,
infinity.
Yeah.
And on the forehead.
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
There's a tattoo here, like infinity. Table. Other things I don't remember if I did everything correct. But that's the concept. There are symbols here, and also in other cards that I thought that it was important to pick and reproduce on my deck.
That's awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Because who's reading is used to those.
Yeah.
And they know the symbols. So I say, okay, that's an important aspect of the design.
Right.
And
it's
so
cool that you brought that over there.
And so when you dove into the whole tarot deck stuff, like, did you get a lot of people who use the decks for tarot reading purposes reaching out and talking to you about that?
Yes, of course. Because there is also tarot people, they collect tarot decks.
Yeah.
So somehow I put a foot into tarot deck collectors as well.
Which it's funny because, when Steve and I look at Kickstarter every week, there's always, anywhere from 4 to 20 new playing card decks a week. There are guaranteed 20 or more tarot decks every single week. There's a huge outpour of people creating tarot decks, even more so than regular playing cards, which surprised me when we first started noticing it.
A lot of it's another niche that it's a cousin of the playing cards.
Yeah.
And they use the same factories actually, because Carta Mundi they print tarot decks as well.
Yeah. I mean, Carta Mundi is definitely cornering the card industry in general. I mean, game cards, playing cards, tarot cards. They do a really great job across the board with it.
Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, Magic the Gathering,
They print the Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, which is amazing. I think, and it's funny because I think they used to also print Pokemon at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And they've printed a whole bunch of other different card games, like playing card games like that.
Like Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons.
I know.
Every time, killing me.
I'm kidding.
Oh my god. but I think it's amazing how much they realize there's all these different niches and really account for it and build out with that. So would you, having had the experience of designing a tarot deck and bringing it to creation through Kickstarter, would you do another tarot deck in the future?
I take a break now with tarot decks because the designing a tarot deck is 78 cards.
Yeah.
It's exhausting because it never ends.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to do scenery for every number card, like the Rider-Waite Smith, it is another famous tarot deck, which is this one. So I pick a random card. It's like this is the Knight of Diamonds, basically. Well, that's a court card, of course.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah.
It is the Eighth of Spades.
It's a lot of that does get to be a lot of work. Yeah.
Same
yeah.
card. 78. If finally illustrated, it takes ages. I mean,
that's a lot of time.
One thing is this. Okay, it's like line art plus a little bit of color, but it depends how you set up the entire design.
Right. Yeah, I mean, in your style, it definitely would take a long time.
Yeah, I'm very slow, but I don't care.
Yeah, no, but hey, it's good that we know that you're gonna be spending more time in the actual poker-sized playing card design rather than the tarot. Not that the tarot is bad, right? But
No,
I'm
it's
sure
quite.
us playing card folks enjoy.
I might do another tarot maybe later, maybe in a couple of years if I get inspired. Because for
Version
now
2.
I mean, this project Keymaster was like quite big in terms of logistic complexity as well, because this miniature that was complicated.
Heck yeah, it was complicated.
So it took me time to make it right.
Right.
It's not just okay, I have a 3D, I print. It's not like that. It has to be tested, adjusted, and then at the end, you have to face production. That's handmade with resin in Italy.
Yeah, which that's got to be a lot of. Well,
and it's a lot of 550 of them. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It took 3 months to make 550 pieces.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's impressive though. I mean, they turned out beautifully too, and it's funny because mine maybe showed up a week or so ago, and it was like I was a kid at Christmas. I was so excited to open it up and take a look.
Piece,
it's gorgeous. It really is.
You feel the depth. You see the details, the finest details. You see all the hand painted shades.
Yeah.
I mean, really happy with the project actually. Even if it took ages, but
well, you know what? It's fine. It took you. Everybody knew it was going to be amazing. Everybody, was just excited to get it. It was definitely worth the wait for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we are gonna do one last call for questions here. We are actually gonna do the guess the guest before we jump into the giveaway wheel. So you guys have a few more minutes here to get your entries in if you want to have a better chance at winning one of these 6 spots to pick up one of the 3 decks technically that you could choose, but there's that beautifully signed and opened and reclosed deck there that the first person can choose, or whoever wants that one can choose. So guys, make sure to get your entries in if you want. And before we jump into it here, we are going to see if anyone has any quick last minute questions. But hey man, I gotta say, Lorenzo, we had an absolute blast having you on tonight. This has been extremely enlightening.
Jared wants to know what is that star.
Oh yeah, there you go. And is that the star was that the inspiration for the Ravn Joker?
Yes.
Very cool.
It's I think it's a stellated dodecahedron.
Okay, stellated dodecahedron.
In paper. I think I found it online somewhere a few years ago.
Huh.
Oh yeah, it's like an origami structure.
Yes, you assemble it with glue.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Nice. So there you go, Jared. Guys, we are going to take, and I had explained this before just to kind of rerun through how this is going to work too. We are going to give you a little bit of a clue. Thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate it, man. We're going to give you a little bit of a clue as to our next guest. We're then going to put up a silhouette of the guest for about 30 seconds. Drop your guesses in the chat. Right, wrong, give it a shot. If anyone manages to guess the correct guest, you will win a mystery deck from Steve and myself. Again, all answers are good. The more answers you give, the better a chance of winning you have. So if you have an idea, you don't know who it is, just shoot it out there, see what it does. You may get it right. So we're going to, I guess the little intro we'll give here is this female magician is very well known for her travel and being based out of Australia. That's actually a pretty solid clue, and I feel like I give away a lot there. Easy. But I'm curious to see if anyone gets it. So, guys, you have 30 seconds starting now.
Bro, there's no way anybody's getting it by that picture. Just guess, everybody.
That's what I'm saying. I realized that the silhouettes just aren't going to cut it.
Nope. Oh, come on, everybody.
10
just
seconds,
guess.
guys.
Just
You got
guess.
10 seconds here. We got some guesses coming in. No one yet?
Luke Wadey.
Better not be foot face. I'm going to tell you though. All right, guys. It was a nice try.
Nice.
Our next guest will be Gali Novak. So, guys, I think. Hey, and so here's two reasons too. I think for in the future, we want you guys giving any guess you can, because even a wrong answer is an idea for Steve and I of people we might like to get on the show in the future. So all guesses are good guesses, though they may not be the right guess. David, you nailed it right at the end of it, my friend. So
sorry.
We appreciate you all, guys. Thank you so much. We are going to do this entry giveaway here now. So I have the list with 656 entries. I'm going to get a new window open here and drop them in the wheel of names.
Thank you so much, everybody. 656 entries. That is amazing.
Honestly, mind-blowing. I also think I just broke the wheel of names, pasting 656 in there. But we're gonna see how it goes. Let's see. Oh my god.
Huge wheel.
So yeah, it is a huge wheel. All right, let me get this in here. And then what we're gonna do too, so obviously there's multiple entries in here for everyone. Once you win, you cannot win again, so it will remove you from the future ones. So depending on some of the people who actually win here, it may end up auto remove winner after 5 seconds. And yeah, it may be that the wheel gets significantly smaller depending on who wins. Let me see if I can make sure I have it do the right thing here. I apologize while I'm setting this up, guys.
Yeah, this is our first time doing this. Definitely not the last, but always takes a second to.
Yeah, and hopefully this works the way I want it to, because ultimately, let's see here. I got to share this.
How many different people do we have?
I didn't do the math on that, and I'm not gonna dive into it. All right, so guys, we're gonna drop off the screen. Oh,
wow!
Actually,
look at that wheel.
Yeah. So
That's
the wheel,
amazing.
The wheel doesn't even have legible names on it, so I feel like the anticipation is going to be interesting. So let's give this a spin here, guys. For the first position of the winner, we have. Let's see.
Oh, we can't even hear the noise.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I knew the noise wouldn't come through, so I turned it off.
Cool. Who is it? Who is it?
I know exactly who's going to be there. Spencer Kutchel. Congratulations, Spencer. Spencer, you get first dibs on what you want out of the 3 options there. The signed, the Black 17, or the House of the Rising Spade Cartomancer. So if you're still in the chat, let us know. If not, I guess we want to probably have them directly DM you, Lorenzo.
Just so everybody knows, we're not responsible if these texts don't get delivered. It's all on Lorenzo. Yes. Just a little FYI. We've had some issues in the past. We're gonna.
If you need to harass anyone, harass him.
No, wait.
We're sorry if you don't get your decks, but it's out of our hands.
Okay, this one is shipped from Sweden. The others are from the US. So those from the US cannot be signed.
So
nice.
Yeah, no sign on the others, just on the one. But guys, also be patient with it as well. Feel free to reach out and ask. We can see about tracking numbers, things like that once things ship, but don't expect these to ship tomorrow morning. So
right. And whoever chooses the Heretic, if you want it celloed, you can send it to me and I will cello it for you.
And let me, so I actually have to update the list here because it did not remove it, though. I think there's so many names on here, it didn't know how to remove them all. So let me pull Spencer out here. The list is going to become a little bit more visible here. All right, not much, just kidding. And
it's good that you can like sort by name, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So first winner again, Spencer. Congratulations. We still have 506 entries on the wheel here, guys. We are going for spin number 2. Let's see who we got.
He's going to take the signed one, of course.
And actually, you know what? Let's see who we got here. We have Craig Satori. Craig, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Craig.
Good on you, man.
I'm sure it still isn't going to allow me to just remove things easily. So let me go in here again. And
Craig, you have the option to get the House of the Rising Spade or the Black 17.
And yeah, what we can do, guys, if on the off chance Spencer does not take that signed one, just ask Lorenzo.
He already said he's
oh, he did? Okay, cool. Yeah. Spencer, I apologize. I'm trying to to navigate this thing, and I'm going to make it a little more exciting for you guys here. I'm going to quickly turn on the that's not it. During the spin, we want a little ticking, and okay. And let's go for spin number 3 here, guys. Maybe you can hear the spin out on it, or the ticking. We'll see.
Nope.
Yeah, now I had a feeling that might be the case. So it happens. We have for the 3rd winner is Howard. I am Banks. Congratulations, Howard.
Howard.
Woo!
Congratulations, buddy.
There you go, man. All right.
Sweet. Congratulations, buddy.
And I know Howard said in the chat, and I'm not going to hold him to this, but I know Howard said in the chat if he won anything, he would be giving it away as a giveaway on the RLLE forum on Facebook. So don't hold him to it. He may have said that in excitement, but if he does, there you go. I will be giving it away. Yep. So guys, keep an eye out on the RLLE page on Facebook because Howard will be giving that one away. Next up, we have for position number 4. Let's see. I really wish the sound would come through because now it's just playing to me, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. I can't even tell when it's stopping. I'm like, all right, where's the thing to pop up? Chris Smith, congratulations, Chris. Woo! Guys,
nice.
We still have 2 winners coming up on this one, guys. So let's see who we got here. After
she says rigged.
Let me see if I remove Chris here. We still can't read the names, but we're getting close, guys. Let's go for position number 5. Good luck, everybody.
I think someone should create a deck that looks like that.
I mean, this would be trippy. I'm not going to lie. It kind of has like a weird central like aspect to it. Congratulations, Leor. Nicely done, man. Congratulations.
Nice. Leor, congratulations. We got one more, yeah?
Yeah, we have one more after I get Leor added the list here.
Dang.
We have one more position, and let's give it a go, everybody, for the 6th spot. Good luck, everybody.
This is it. The final one.
And it is...
We're almost down to where we could see the names, too.
Stu. Congratulations, Stu. Woo! Congratulations, Stu. Guys, reach out to Lorenzo. Give him your information. Let him know which of the 2 decks you're going to want. And I just got to say again, thank you so much, everyone who is on tonight, for all the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. And we love how much you guys have helped this show grow to the point that we have the amazing Lorenzo on the show. If you ever become a magician, that should be your name. No, it was our pleasure, man, honestly. And I know that in the past you've come to 52 Plus Joker, and hopefully one day, we get to have in-person conventions again, and we maybe get to meet you, whether it be at 52 Plus Joker or us coming to something in Sweden or whatever. But we really do appreciate getting to know you more this evening, and it's been an absolute pleasure, man.
Yeah, thanks for staying up with us.
Yes. I'm sure you're going to go to sleep and sleep like a rock tonight. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all of our winners. Again, make sure to reach out to Lorenzo. We will drop the winners in the top comment as well for anyone who did not make it to this part of the show originally, but still make sure to check out the replay, everybody. And if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And ring the bell. Peace.
Thank you, everybody.